Alright everyone, it's Friday and you know what we're doing, and yes, we are back for another Friday night fight. This time we seem to have quite a bit of turnout today. 13 participants so far, so we're gonna have quite a bit of good scrap. Now for our first round, we are going up against Koala Duck, a rising star of the community. Anyways, we do need to communicate with them. First and see if they have set up a lobby. And also, Cyrus, I'm not streaming tank dating sims on this channel. Maybe if I reactivate my my dormant Twitch channel, maybe, perhaps, maybe. So yeah, no, sorry to disappoint, but not this channel. This channel will mostly focus on well, maybe more war, less love. Yes, that's the approach I'm gonna go. No dwarfs allowed, boy. Guess we're gonna pick dwarfs and then. So yeah, first round we are going up against Koala Duck. We might just lose on this round. I don't even know. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, the semi-finalists and finalists will wait for us before they start playing. But anyways, let's just go through the picks and bans. We are player 1, so our opponent will have to ban 1 first. And then we'll have to pick 3, ban 3. Okay, right, let me just... Nope. Wrong thing at the background. Nope. Mistakes were made. Alright, cool. Whoa, a Panzer II dating a Sherman. That's some Romeo and Juliet shit right there. Don't think that's gonna work. But maybe, who knows? More reds, less dwarves. Well, technically, reds are just dwarves, but, you know, skinnier and furrier. They also, like, think about it. Reds are furrier, but they are about the same height. I mean, of course, they have curled back, so a hunched back, so they're kind of like lowered their height a bit. But they both have very advanced technology when compared to the rest of the old world. I mean, the world that was. I mean, and they both live underground. And they both dig a lot, like. The Skavens literally dig into a whole new setting, while the dwarfs just diggity hole. So, you know. Our opponent banning Tinge. So we are going... what do we want to go? Our opponent say no dwarfs here. Okay. Let's go for Beastmen. High elves, and I don't want to do ogres. It's a bit boring. The OP. Let's go spicy and go LM then. Lizardman banning. I'm banning Grand Cafe. Banning Tinge because I don't want to see them either. And the last one, banning something. Right, ban dwarfs. I mean, I assume our opponent isn't gonna bring dwarfs out, so I'll leave them Kislev, I suppose. Let me think. Methinks I don't want to fight. Dark elves. Yeah. Dark elves bad. Me hate dark elves. Alright. Let's see what our opponent is gonna pick. Wood elves trees only. Nah, I still want to win. After all, like, I don't want to go full meta, but I still don't want to go full meme because I still want to win. Because I assume Cool Umbrella will host another like tournament event for the winners of Friday Night Fights. So maybe, perhaps, very possibly, I will have a chance to play in it. I mean, last time I went through like a couple rounds, so which is pretty neat. And then I got fucked over by, I think, Saber's Ragnum, was it? I forgot. It's been a while, so I don't quite remember who beat me with their build. Yeah, maybe Saber's Ragnum with his defensive geometry complex. I don't remember, but yeah. Let's see what we're doing next. Maybe, perhaps, our opponent is gonna bring out Ogre Kingdoms. Who knows? Pick Bretonian banning High Elves. Okay. Interesting. How are we playing this? How are we playing this? We need something with, they're picking Bretonia, so I need something good at anti-larging. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Is it time to break out my blob build? Lizard blob. Can we? Wait, can we bring Croak in? Can we bring Lord Croak in Fruit Rules? Let me check. I don't remember if Fruit Rules banned Lord Croak recently. Yeah, can we bring Lord Croak? I do wonder. Lizardman? Okay, L. They didn't say anything about Lord Croak. Croak? Yeah, they didn't say anything about Lord Croak. Alright, Lizardman it is, and then I do have a blob build I haven't touched in a while, so we can do that. And we are bringing Nakai the Wonder indeed. Primal Roar. It's physical resistance, so it doesn't do shit against Grail Knight. Gold Tribute does work fine though. So we do that. And then we get a Ref Chris. Can we bring Lord Croak? Yeah, we think we can. Supreme. This is a very important thing here. A golden mask. And that's 3 single entities already. Yeah. Expensive core. I know. What else? Let's just grab another couple of these bad boys. And another bad boy at the back. And we're almost out of funds. God. We might just need to bring some Pterodon Riders. 3 of them, maybe? And like some skinks for chaff. Blocking. I don't think there's any rules against Lord Croak. Give me a second, I need to check. I don't remember any rules against Croak, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember any rules against Croak, so it should be fine, right? Now we just need to get some funds up. Now the Pterodon Riders are mostly there just to ooh, actually. Let's just get regular Pterodon Riders and dumb on me, but let's go. We are bringing the lore of Itza, lore of deliverance. We shall see what happens. It's probably not going to be pretty, but yeah, it's It's an old build of mine, and let's see how far it can take us. Ooh. But yeah, we are bringing Nakai and Lord Croak. I mean, Lord Croak should have gone with Garog thematically, in this game at least. But you know, Nakai is great. Nobody used him though, so we shall try to see if we can make him work. Try is the key word here. Because this is gonna be hella hard to actually do it. Wait, can we? No, we don't have enough money. Wait, no. Do we? No, we don't have enough money. We really don't have enough money for more requested. Fine. We just get a cohort of Soul Tech and hopefully they don't die. My guess is that I would just forget about using their ability. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, we can do that. Koala Duck, I don't know if you're looking at my stream or not. I hope you're not, but if you, just in case you are, please pick a map. Oh boy. Oh boy, let's hope our opponent actually remembers to pick a map. In the meantime, I will be checking with, checking the chat. Oh, Sipa, yes. YouTube often does that. When you're stuck in the waiting room, you're just kind of stuck there. It doesn't automatically start sometimes. Need something to pressure trap so they don't destroy you before you make it across the battlefield. Ah, well, that's where the Pterodon Riders comes in. But then again, there can always be flying cavalry to push off my stuff, so I don't know. Plus archers are scary, man. Archers are scary for the Pterodons. But yeah, we are going extremely elite today, with very minimal monster presence. Wait, hold on a sec. What's happening here? Yep. I'm keeping those Pterodons for sure. Our opponent is still not picking a map. Not sure what's happening. Bruh! Koala Duck! I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. Yep. He picked them up. It's fine. It's all good. He picked them up. We're heading off. We are starting the game. torn. Ah, right. We do have a little bit of forest cover, so maybe we can march through that. Let's see what happens. We are going with lure of croak though, so hopefully we can make them croak. Either ways, for this hardcore Lizardman elite infantry army, we are right. It's probably gonna be Albrecht, I think, maybe, perhaps. We're just gonna leave everything like a little bit of a boxy build. Not that we can do anything else. I probably should have just got more Saurus infantry, maybe, like regular Saurus, instead of going for a quad of Sotek, and I don't know. Either ways, we are. Oh shit! I forgot to bring. Shit! I should have brought the Boxigors. They're like my only. No, I should have brought the Boxigors. Ah, mistakes were made. Mistakes have been made. I should have brought the RR Boxigors. They were like my. They would have been my only anti-large presence. Like, they don't specifically have anti-large, but they're the only thing that has enough mass to like block Bretonnian cavalry. So yeah, we are fighting on a back foot already. I forgot about the Boxigors. Ugh. Pain. Alright, let's go. We're going memeing a bit here. We go. We charge. There are no. Oh, okay. There are no. Oh, there's a lot of cavalry. Oh no. Double Grill Knights. Oh no. Ah, well. At least there are no peasant archers, I guess. Anyways, we are moving through the forest. And then we just go and send out stuff to harass. They're just holding their ground, but they're not attacking. Oh well, it's a casual tourney. Whatever. Huh, okay, the darts are, the blow darts are hurting a bit. Interesting. There are no, interesting enough, there are no missiles in this Bretonnian army. And the blow dots on these things are doing quite a bit of good damage. Interesting. Alright, you guys can start chipping away their health. Alright, Lord Croak, it's time for you to do your thing. No, they're too fast. Alright, cool. We'll just get some medium explosions here. We've got enough time to just chill. Alright, we keep fighting, and get some healing up. Alright, one down, more to go. Lord Croak, I need you to do this. And that. And let's hope. Alright, blow them up. I mean, if Lord Croak is actually banned in fruit rolls, then I'll just call it quit for this tourney and forfeit the game. Wait, where are my other... Yeah, they're here. Alright, keep shooting them. And I totally forgot about using the healing. Alright, let's see. They need healing. Alright, pin them down. Time to bring up the Court of Sotek. And get these ready. Lord Croak ready to rumble. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Just chase them off, and that should be done. Alright, Nakai is accepting this challenge. Let's go. Oh, look at the chevron. They actually got another chevron. Alright, cool. Alright. Nakai for the win. I mean, it's a disgusting box, but hey. But hey, we're having Nakai here, so I don't care. But yeah. Temple Gods, man. 3k gold just basically cut through everything the Bretonnians have. Also, I do think that having Knights of the Realm might have been an issue, because this Bretonnia build doesn't have anything to handle Lizardman armor, unless Lizardman goes for a mass skink spam build. But obviously we're not doing that, and no Air Force to handle Pterodon Riders, so they're just free to shoot and drop rocks and earning back their value and then some more. Yeah, GG. The combo of Rock Drop and Croak hurts a lot. Yep. Yep. Lord Croak has excellent damage output. He has the lore of... I mean... The name of... Krogar flag with no Croak feels wrong. Pterodons can do as they please. Nice of him to let you walk up for free. Yeah, well. I mean, there's no missiles on the other side, so it's all good. Rock Drops and Croak can have some fun. Yep, indeed they did. Like, there's no air pressure in the sky, so yeah. I just kind of... that my box just holds on and the Bretonnian Psycho Charge can't break through the Saurus. Simple as that. Who's next, actually? Let me check. Where's the other? I'm fighting now Niche. Alright, where are you at now, Niche? What was the next map again? Give me a second. Short 7. Alright. Our opponent, Naunish or Borgash, has entered the chat. And we are banning something. And we are gonna ban Tinch. See how we're doing meme armies now? Well, I wouldn't say this is a meme army because this is, as you can see, a very solid build. Why are you talking about meme armies? We don't do that here. But yeah. I mean, it's just a casual Friday tournament, so I do have a little bit more tendency of going meme. Yes, indeed. So yeah, we are kind of meming, but let's see what our next matchup is. Maybe we'll have some meme. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Oh, Krogar has fire weakness? I did not know that. Yeah, right. He is technically an undead. Technically. He just kind of willed himself to life, so he's still a corpse lying on the on his mobile wheelchair, floaty wheelchair. So yeah, floating gamer chair, may I suggest. Right, they are picking Ogre Kingdoms, Greenskins, and Warriors of Chaos, banning Grand Cathay, Tinge, and Beastmen. Oof. Oh, Ogre banning. We're gonna have to ban Ogre Kingdoms or Warriors of Chaos, and those are two hard bans. Those are two very hard options to pick. So far, I still haven't got like a good idea of countering ogres myself, but maybe, perhaps, undead can be a thing. But there's not enough missiles. Ugh. Man. Wait. Wait. Hold on a second. What if I go Chaos Knight against ogres? Nah, it sounds pretty ridiculous. Or maybe it can work. Huh. Huh. All right. WOs. Let's just try something out. Let's just try something out. Okay, we are going Warriors of Chaos, banning Warriors of Chaos. Let's see if this can work. I have no fucking idea, but we shall see. Okay, so we don't really want that. But what we can do is take a Sorcerer Lore of Metal, perhaps, and Plague of Rust, Searing Doom, and Final Transmutation. Of course they're going Ogre Kingdoms. Yeah. I would expect as much. And then we just get a Manticore to just fly in the sky. Get these. Paragon of Ruin. Might need a bit of immune to psychology and Tormentor Sword. Tormentor Sword might be good. Might be good. Okay, cool. We need something in a chaff here. Frontline. Aspiring champions are gonna die. I mean, as much as I like to take aspiring champions, they are just gonna die. So yeah, nah. What else? We need like a ton of Javis. Yeah, let's just take as much Javis as we can, and Hellstriders, maybe not. Their bonus versus large has been largely nerfed. Maybe a couple knights with lances. And we might need core knights with lances actually. Let's try to get some more aggressive melee stats out. Just trying to get that attack buff from the Mark of Corn, perhaps. And then yeah, we can just fluff up the army a bit. Ooh, maybe we can just do that. And then all of these just go corn. And I don't even know if this is gonna work. And there's no point bringing Chaos War Hounds, so maybe there's a point bringing Chaos War Hounds. And let's see if the Chaos Knights spam can deal with this. I don't know. It's hard, man. Ogre's a hard matchup for everything. Alright, can we skim out on some of these investments? Maybe let's not do that. Get the corn units here, and maybe just using Plague of Rust and Searing Doom can help. I don't know. But yeah, that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. Let's just get the fight going, and then we shall see what happens. No, not these. We need to upgrade these bad boys. Let's just throw in some extra money in there. Done. Let's go. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh no, maybe I should have just left the sorcerer on the ground and then just get more funds for mobility. Maybe I should have done that. Ah, well, too late. Let's go. Like, the main concern I have right now is the... I mean, we're gonna do a lot of kiting, so... It depends on whether I have the micro to keep up with my opponent. If I don't, then I am fucked. If I do, then I am advancing to the next round. So let's see what happens. One chosen halberd. Dragon Ogre's my man, none of this lame marked crap. What do you mean? We're going Mark of Corn. That's the most metal mark you can ever pick out of the entire four gods. Yeah. So we are just gonna take like a shit ton of these bad boys and go around the flanks and hopefully see what can we do with these guys. Let's just spread everything around. We have the Flying Lord, which is nice to have, and just like 3 infantry just because we have the funds. Probably should have just spend more funds on the mobility, like get a couple more dogs, but oh well. It is what it is. Now we don't have healing, so that might be a problem against the Ogre Kingdom's healing. And we don't have any ways to snipe out the Ogre Lord either. It's gonna be a Slaughtermaster with nothing on him, so yeah. Metal Corn doesn't get magic, but they do have heavy armor. So there's that. One chosen halberd, Footcaster, maybe. No, Chosen Halberd against Chosen Halberd against yeah, nah, Chosen Halberd against ogres is too risky. There's always possibility of iron blasters and lead belchers, and lead belchers demolish Chosen. I never bring halberd infantry in this fight. Oof. Okay, let's go. Oh shit, I forgot about. Oh shit, well. Alright, cool. Alright, can we intercept these? Okay, we kind of did, so it's fine. Alright, let's just throw them in there as well. Yeah, we can drop a bit of these things in there. We move everything back. Ooh, oh, ow, that's a lot of damage. Let's do some kiting. Alright, let's just ram these guys in there. Okay, we clean up that flank a bit. Alright, let's just turn on skirmish mode. Same goes for these guys. Okay, we are doing some pretty good damage, but we don't have enough damage output either. That's the thing. Or can we get rid of these guys? Oh shit! Oh shit! Skirmish mode. I hate you. And there's too much firepower. Ah, well, we lost. We lost. This doesn't work. Oh, they got iron guts. Okay, cool. We dealt with these guys. The problem is everything else on the side. Okay, hounds, go back. Guys, keep shooting. We are retreating. And we forgot about these guys over here. And they can go there. We are taking a lot of damage. And we lost both Chaos Horn Knights to enemy. Alright, cool. We go back to the... Alright, these guys come in. Ooh. Oh, they're still there. Fuck. Yeah, we're fucked. Okay. Can we get more damage out over there? Yeah, my micro is too weak. Alright, you guys go and stop them. You can go keep shooting these guys. Oh no, dismember. Ah, we can't run. Alright, time to run. Dismember is out. We are trying to scrap this game back. Nope. Too many nobblers. Ah, nobbler trappers. I hate you all. Alright. Is it possible to use this build to win? Maybe, but I just don't have the right tools for it. Alright, you guys pull back. Nope, everything's dying hard. And we are not pulling this back yet. Took too much damage at the beginning there, trying to hunt down. Oof. And these Chaos Knights are absolutely fucked. Yeah, took too much damage at the beginning there, trying to work down the Sky Striders. That did not pay off. That really didn't pay off. And why did I bring Transmutation of Light? That was a mistake. Oh well, we tried. Didn't work. But I do think that there's a possibility to... Oh no. I need more mobility. I need more cavalry than just a few Chaos Knights. I mean, they're strong and all, but... Oof, let's just run. And also skirmish cav are a lot weaker because skirmish mode is fucked in the current state of the game. So that doesn't help. Army loss is coming in. Army loss is coming in. Yep, there we go. And we're dead. So, Plague of Rust. So, Plague of Rust plus mobility might be one way to deal with ogres. The thing is that I need to be good enough with my micro. With the kite. Now, can this build win? Maybe, perhaps, but not with my micro for now, for sure. Also, the Nobbler Trappers is a massive issue. And we don't really have any ideas to deal with it. Like, maybe send in Forsaken, maybe, but... Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Plague of Rust plus mobility seems to be an okay idea, which is an inspiration I drawn from Phoenix King, but yeah. Anyways, we shall go and spectate other players now that we have been defeated. So there we go. Let's see. Race and Sigils. I'll see if I can drop in on them. So host here. Yeah, let us just ask around and see who is up yet. For now. So SIPA has... It's been 20 minutes since SIPA started engaging with SOK Danes. Elflarian Shades and the MTK Turin. Not the Turin, it's the MTK clan's Turin. Careful, man. Like, you don't want to become a YouTuber and you might get trademark hit. Well, I don't suppose Turin registered his channel name as a trademark, I suppose. So, maybe it will still be fine. But, yeah. Asian food. Huh, that's a cafe, I suppose. But yeah, let's see if we can spectate any game. If not, I'll just go on. Oh wait, no. Wait, right. Cyrus sent me a replay file already, so I do have some stuff to showcase now. And a bunch of replays are in. Yep, great. We can just check out those replays while we wait for the semifinalists to show up. Hold on a second. Let's just load in with the replay files, and then we can check. All right. So how many games do we need to go through today? Kiting Ogre Kingdoms with Horse Archers is hard. They have lots of range to beat you down and massive HP. Yeah, I think Horse Archers with longer range, like Reaver Archers and Glade Riders, perhaps might be able to out-kite the Ogre Kingdoms using other tools to deal with their lead belchers and artillery. But Nobblers definitely is an issue, I believe. So yeah. I've only really seen Phoenix King pull off that pull off a kite against Ogre Kingdoms. So there's that. Okay, so there are 4 games in the earlier stage of battle. We've got 3 replay files so far. I assume Race once again did not send in the battles alongside his opponent. Yep, they did not. Of course. Okay, so we have on Pathetic Enterprise, also known as, I believe that is... Wait, no, that's not Sigils, that's Cyrus. Okay, Cyrus as Pathetic Enterprise versus Sigils. We have Dowie versus Kislev. Dowie going for, of course, Thoric Ironbrow, 2 Giant Slayers. Interesting. Trying to go for that anti-armor, anti-large attacks, and a ton of... Wait, what? Wait. Great Weapons Quarrelers. I mean, Rangers with Great Weapons makes sense, but Great Weapon Quarrelers. Now that's weird. Because you don't want to use them to do melee damage. You just want them to hold in melee combat a little longer so that you can buy more time for other stuff like Slayers to come back and save them. But and that means you need shields for your... Oh wait, no, those are Rangers with Great Weapons. No, Crawlers with Great Weapons. Yeah, like, why? Like, if they have a shield, they can block shots more effectively. But yeah, oh well, anyways. Floric Ironbrow is getting hit by a Death Frost, so not a lot of damage. He does have a ton of spell resist, 40% on his Anvil of Doom, so he is just shrugging off that spell damage. In the frontline, Warriors of Dragonfire pass 3 regular Dwarf Warriors and backed up by 3 more Miners with Blasting Charges, and then actually 4 Miners with Blasting Charges, and then Dragonback Slayers, Giant Slayers, and Ulthros Raiders plus a regular Rangers with Great Weapons. Where's the other unit of Giant Slayers? Oh, right over here. On the other side, Kislevite Army, funny enough, they are outranging the Dwarves, going for a little Grom in the front line, all the way to the front. However, do note that they only have 35 and regular artillery piece on mobility, but still quite slow for a unit on Chariot. I want to say on wheels, but these are worse sled, so can't really say that. Anyways, for the infantry lines of Kislevites, a front line of armored Corsairs backed up by a ton of firepower, 4 Akshina and Bushes. Well, that's going to be quite an issue for the Dwarfs to deal with, especially the Quarrelers don't have... Quarrelers and Rangers, because they are a great weapon variant, they don't have shields for additional missile block chance and are less effective in trading against enemy archers and other missile units. At the back there, a ton of mobility, 4 things in the woods. I don't think there's any Regiment of Renown here, plus a couple more Kosovite Dervishes, another Kosovite Dervishes, Horse Archers all the way on the other side of the field, and now we'll be skirmishing down some of these Dwarf Infantry. They do outrange the Rangers with Great Weapons, so despite the Rangers with Great Weapons moving in, as soon as they get spotted, the Horse Archers can quickly move out of their range. Now, the Horse Archers are shooting, and they're shooting at the... I think they were shooting at the Giant Slayers earlier, and that's a wise choice due to their lack of missile block chance. Same goes for trading against the rangers with great weapons, also because they do not have shields. If these are Bruckmann's rangers, this would be a whole different issue with their healing and shield, but right now, Little Grom is just blasting their front line, and ooh, a side shot, really good angle here from Little Grom, penetrating through a large portion of the miners' infantry, and now they're down to 3/4 of their unit models. A quarter less of blasting charges to deal with, and you can see how quickly they're getting demolished. All those remaining HP got obliterated by the Akshina ambushers. They're now moving their shots to another unit of miners, and they're almost dead. 4.1, please comment. I want to see the Akshina ambushers nerfed, and they should not have armor-piercing melee strength. What the hell, CA? Anyways, frontline-wise, Dragon Rack Slayers, Dwarf Warriors are all pushing ahead, and Coralers aiming at the Little Grom, but Little Grom does have 105 armor, so it was tanking. Plus, it can just move back and avoid those shots. Dragon Max Slayers engaging the things in the woods. Great engagement for these Dragon Max Slayers, especially when buffed up by the Dwarven Wa. A little bit of a Rune of Doom popped earlier, but now has one out. And the things in the woods will suffer less damage, but still quite sharp damage from the Dragon Bat Slayers. Half a unit already gone, but they themselves have taken a lot of missile damage as well. So this fight is still not going too well for the Dragon Bat Slayers. As for the rest of the Dwarven front line, they're largely compromised. They're largely pressured and demolished by a combination of armor piercing from the Akshina ambushers and the armored Kossars, pistol shots, and melee grind. Horse archers are also diving into melee combat. The rangers will be tied down by them. Dervishes tying down the Overlord Raiders as well. The Overlord Raiders actually fought valiantly back, dealing quite significant damage to the Kosovo Dervishes, but the Dervishes with their Bio Blood effect hang in onto battle, constantly just dragging the Overlord Raiders into melee combat, preventing them from firing and supporting the melee fight in front line. Now for the front line, a lot of the dwarf units finally using their sheer numbers managed to push through the 3 lonely Kossars, armored Kossars in the front line. But the thing is that 2 Kossars are still standing, and there's a ton of Akshina ambushers that can easily kite away. One of the Slayers have dropped their attack order, and it's just standing there taking shots. They're quickly gonna get demolished by the surrounding focus fire, armored Kossars, and Akshina ambushers, while the Akshina ambushers on the far side are quickly rushing away, trying to run away from the pursuit of enemy infantry. Little Grom is, funny enough, slower than the Giant Slayers, so Giant Slayers might actually catch up with this giant war sled. Akshina ambushers, these guys got caught out by some miners and got blasted with the, well, blasting charges. Rune of Slowness as well, slowing down some of these forces, allowing the Slayers an easier time to catch up with the Akshina ambushers, now down to 20 speed. However, the vast majority of Dwarven forces and some forgotten miners, tactical reserve held all the way on the other side of the battlefield, will be divided and conquered by the things in the woods and the rest of the Kislevite mobility. Now at this point, I do believe that the dwarves are in a very awkward position and doesn't really have a chance to win back this fight. Akshina ambushers can continue to kite away, and all these isolated elements of the Dawi army will not be allowed to come back, as the things in the woods are easily hunting them down with their anti-infantry and armor piercing. As you can see here, despite another Dwarven Wa has been popped, well, there's not that many dwarf units engaging in melee combat to benefit from this buff. Well, as I said, that some dwarf warriors are fighting the Akshina ambushers, but then once again the Akshina ambushers just backed away as the melee attack buff runs out. We'll be doing a bit of fast forward here as the dwarf army are simply getting kite and shot to death. The miners finally activated and start moving towards the front line, but it's way too late for their efforts. They will be escaping from combat and preserving their forces, waiting to fight another time. Just not today. Just not today. Army performances wise, Akshina ambushers pretty much carried the game with all their armor-piercing firepower, I believe. Yes, indeed they did. And yeah, with the things in the woods chasing down enemy units, and the dervishes plus the horse archers actually did some pretty good work, compromising, just hunting down some of these lightly armored ranger components of the Dawi army. Of course, Little Grom did some good damage with the penetrating shots. So yeah, very unfortunate for the dwarves here. They I don't think the Rangers with great weapons is a good choice, nor do I think the Crawlers should be brought with the armor-piercing great weapon variant. But yeah, that's going to be it for this game. We shall go back and see if any players are still up for battle. Okay, cool. Let's see. Friday Night Fight. Okay, let's go for Naunish and Sigos. So, the first... Okay, give me a second. Let me just do some tournament admin. Okay, cool. So, the first semifinals we are casting is Naunish, who defeated me, and Sigos, who actually beat Race. Now, that's a surprise. Race is a very solid player, so beating him is quite a bit of an accomplishment for most players. So, yeah, we are going to jump into the first semifinals of tonight. Where are they at? Alright, yeah, I assume it's this one. And we are just gonna set up the army blocker, and we should be in a moment. Yes, we are in. Sigos versus Borgarsh slash Naunish. We are looking at a Bretonia versus Ogre Kingdoms fight. Interesting. Haven't seen this matchup for so long, and last I fought them, the Bretonians still last I seen this matchup, Bretonians still have the Grail Chariots. Now that the Grail Knights are nerfed, let's see what happens with them. They're still very strong, don't get me wrong, so they can probably still carry the game, but we shall see what happens here as the two players march on into battle. Cyrus, his pick and bans just sort of stopped me from being able to pick factions I can actually play. Yeah, unfortunately, when you have multiple faction bans, it's just kind of hard to yeah, it's just kind of hard sometimes to play the factions you want. So, which means you kind of just have to like learn multiple factions and hopefully can play decently with them. But yeah, it's a bit hard sometimes. That is just unfortunate. Should have just used my Slayer to rush and die honorably. Yeah, that is one way to go for sure. That is one way to go for sure. Tactical reserves were ordered to throw on dervishes, but they just kind of stopped to think of how annoying that we are, and just stood there for a few minutes. You know, in this game, actually, like a lot of orders were dropped, which has been a big problem in the patch. It used to be a lot more units used to be a lot more responsive in previous patches, so I don't know what the fuck happened in patch 4.0. The hotfixes haven't fixed them yet, so it's not helping either. Nurgle's PA can't be worse than what Nurgle's PA. I'm embarrassed by my awful play in this game. Nah, it's fine. You're good. You're good. Let's just say both are having bad plays. I mean, I wouldn't say as much. I mean, there are certainly bad plays from both sides, but I think one thing that Cyrus really lost. Oh wait, no, Nurgle's PA haven't. Oh, we haven't gone to your game yet. We shall check it out later. We shall check it out later. I made all the rookie mistakes in one play. I felt out of shape. Wait, I thought you've been playing for quite a while now, no? Oh well. Okay, single. Oh wait, no, they're still picking and banning. Oh wait, no, they're at least Borgash's army is still Borgash slash Naunish's army is still the one I've seen from the previous game. So yeah, I think they're still picking and banning. We shall wait a bit more. Koala, not me. I made those mistakes on purpose. Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be fair, it's hard to not make those mistakes when you don't really have another way to counter the box. Koala. So yeah, I wouldn't say those are mistakes. It's more like you're forced to make those mistakes. I guess you could have been more responsive when seeing the deliverance of Itza dropping in, but other than that, I honestly don't think you did make much mistakes, because it's not like you have much other choices left against my build. Unless you're talking about mistakes in army builds, then I definitely agree that you did have some mistakes in army builds, but yeah. Alright, Dark Elves versus Tinge. Segos might need to remember. Oh wait, no, they're using Tinge, so Zangors are. Oh wait, Zangors doesn't have unit caps. Oof. Just make sure you don't. Just gotta make sure Zigos doesn't. Oh wait, no, that's Borgash. No, sorry. Just make sure Naunish doesn't bring like 6 Zangors, and we should be fine. Zigos is I think he has his army ready, so we're just waiting for Naunish slash Borgash to pick theirs. Wait, hold on. So yeah, give us a second here as the two armies are picking. Dark Elves versus Tinge. The current strongest factions versus the ex-strongest faction, but still a very good faction. I assume it's gonna be Lore of Soulstealer again, but Tinge is gonna be Kairos Fate Weaver. That's probably gonna be what happens. It's not like there's another way to play these factions. Like Lore of Soulstealer Lord, Lore of Soulstealer on the Black Dragon, and Kairos Fate Weaver coming in with Blue Fire Spam and Regrowth Healing. I don't know what about the rest, but it's gonna be these two lords for sure. Yeah. So let's see. I'm not gonna say whether those are the lords in my expectation, but I do assume it's gonna be that. Alright, Seagulls has a pre-built army, so he is ready. Regrowth versus Soul Healer. Yep, indeed. The lore of Kairos versus lore of Soul Stealer. It's gonna be who can heal more, and it's gonna be Regrowth winning every time, because Soul Stealer needs like a ton of time to get back all the healing to heal cap. But Regrowth, 2 casts max. Like usually, sometimes 1 cast is enough. I mean no, like usually 2 casts max, and that's heal cap. But yeah, we shall wait. Especially Regrowth, it has a really nice side effect of Vigor Refresh. That's a super important thing in the late game there. But to keep your units in peak fighting shape. Oh no, the cheese! The cheese! I'm looking at the build and I'm just like, oh no, oh no. But yeah, we shall see. The cheese! Sickles YOLOing in. Okay. Okay, let's see how your YOLO build does. I mean, it's still a very solid build, and I assume you just bring that in general against siege matchups. So, yeah. Still looks pretty solid. It's not easy matchup for Tinge. I actually don't know. I never play Tinge. Very rarely play Tinge. The most OP factions I played are Ogre Kingdoms and Grand Cathay. That's it. I don't touch Dark Elves in general. I don't touch Tinge in general. Yeah, so I don't actually know how these two fare against each other. I mean, I played Dark Elves before, but I was using Malus Darkblade instead of Lore of Soul Stealer. Of course, Lore of Darkhan is still pretty fucked up, but at least it's not Soul Stealer. Well, Lore of Darkhan is still fucked up. So, as fucked up as Soul Stealer sometimes. So, can't really say much about them. But yeah. And, yeah, I think this weekend... Oh, by the way, this weekend I actually have different stream plans. Tomorrow I don't think I have anything, but on Sunday I'm gonna do an Armored Core stream with Bougelicious. So Bougelicious is organizing like a PvP thing where he's like getting people together, getting like I think we have 6 players now. One of them is Longshanks, my clanmate as well. So we should have quite a bit of players for the PvP action on Sunday, and let's see what happens. It's gonna be a fun little sesh. So anyways, that's it for babbling and self-promotion. Let's go for the army builds here. Dark Elves for Siggles, going for a front line of Dread Spears, 4 Dark Shards at the back, 2 Witch Elves on the flanks, probably gonna be flanking around and getting to the siege backline. 4 Koan Knights with their heavy armor and shields, hoping to mitigate some of the incoming fire, and in the sky, Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer. On the other side of the battlefield, a front line of Marauders of Tinge and a second line of Pink Horrors mixed in with Dangors. Wait, 4 Marauders and 3 Dangors. Okay, going super wide in terms of front line as well. And with the Marauders and Dangors, they might just be able to beat the Bleak Sword. At the back there, 1 Chaos Knight of Tinge, and in the skies, 2 Screamers supporting, of course, a Kairos Fate Weaver with Lore of Kairos. So Blue Fire Spam and the Regrowth spell, a very classic combo, plus all 3 items: Scroll of Destiny, Gaze of Fate, and Oracle of Eternity. There's also a Soul Grinder here for a little bit of a long-range firepower, forcing the Dark Elves to move forward. And the Dark Elves indeed are moving, trying to get in range with their Dark Shot firepower. Although the Soul Grinder will be sitting at the back there, poking at the Cold One Knights taking some very nice guided pot shots, killing one model so far, doing some pit. Killed another one there. Doing some minor damage to the other ones. Anyways, in the front line there, Marauders are moving up, so they actually dodged that breath attack from the Black Dragon Lord, while the Dark Shards with shields are taking damage from the Pink Horse. They indeed do have a bit of missile block chance, so they're holding on for a bit. Now, the Witch Elves are rushing towards the front line there, but they do have to be careful, because Kairos, if he throws out blue fire here, that's going to be a lot of damage. But he is not doing that just yet, so the Marauders are at the mercy of the Black Dragon Lord, and Bleak Swords are holding on for now. Dark Shards are still shooting, and definitely a missed opportunity not dropping a blue fire here, while the Koa Knights are... and blue fire dropping on the Dark Shard, but the angle issues is a bit of a problem here, so not the best spread. It doesn't go through the entire formation and just having very limited damage, while the Koa Knights have very nice hammer and anvil there, slamming into the backs of some Marauders, and the Dark Elf army will be breaking the front line of Tinge. Bleak Swords also beating back the Marauders, and the Zangors are not here to help, as they are busy trying to pin down the Koa Knights. Screamers dropping in, while the Chaos Knights are also reacting to this mobile threat, but they seems to be rather sluggish and slow, not quite up to par for now. As the Koa Knights are just mopping up the front line, Bleak Swords are now pushing in. Balance of power is slightly, maybe slightly balanced right now. Very dead even right now, actually. I want to say it's slightly in favor of the Dark Elves, but for some reason, Tinge is still holding up fairly well. The Dark Shards are firing and are chipping away health of some very important targets. The Zangors and Marauders are being demolished, while the Dark Shards are shooting at the Screamers, trying to chip away these anti-large armor-piercing units' health, while the Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer will be draining the health of this blob. A little bit of a premature use of the spell, I do believe, as the Supreme Sorceress didn't actually take much damage, and a lot of that healing has been wasted. Anyways, Bleak Swords and Koa Knights and Witch Elves are all pushing forward, and will be a massive issue for... Ooh, nice. Will be a massive issue for the Pink Horus, plus a little bit of Madness of Cain applying that Rampage in here. And the Dread Spears, using the Anti-Large, will be dragging down the Chaos Knights in this melee combat, especially with their melee defense slightly debuffed by the Madness of Cain. The regrowth, though, does help the Chaos Knights to hold up their HP, while the back there Zangors are compromising the Dark Shards. They need to run away, but there's nothing to protect them, so these Dark Shards will have to crossfire in, hoping to work down the Zangors from afar. Now on the side here, the Soul Grinder is still shooting, but there is nothing to save him from the pursuit of the Koa Knight, and it will be getting targeted hard by all these armor-piercing attacks, plus a bit of anti-large. Witch Elves are also engaging, while the Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer will be supporting this blob fight, grinding through, mulching on these rest of the Pink Horrors, and the Chaos Knights are also taking pretty substantial damage. In this melee grind, the Witch Elf seems to be doing some pretty good work, but Kairos' presence applying the terror might just be forcing them to back off for now. Koa Knights slamming in with a bit of charge bonus as well, doing some okay damage, I suppose. 600 gold worth of damage value, not that much. And a nice, very nice Soul Stealer covering the Chaos Knights, Kairos, Fate Weaver, and some Marauders as well. So doing some pretty solid damage, and the Chaos Knights are almost done for. Another regrowth dropping on top of them, but how much does that gonna do? I don't know. Actually, definitely not much, as they are approaching their heal cap. Screamers diving down, but without any infantry support, this is gonna be a rough fight for the Tinge army. After all, Screamers are very fragile and can be easily whittled down by a torrent of Dark Shard bolts, or just simply getting stuck too long in a melee fight. And there's a lot of melee fighters in the vicinity for Dark Elves to drag down these flying monsters. More Dark Shards are shooting into the Screamers. You can see how fast they are getting demolished, despite having some janky hitbox, being a floaty flying model. And yeah, they are down to almost half health. The Chaos Knights are also almost at their heal cap. Now they're slamming in to the Witch Elves and Bleak Swords. They do have to be careful though, because they will be easily rampaged by the Madness of Cain. They're still not rampaging for now. Oh, a massive bombardment from Team trying to equalize this fight, but unfortunately there's a lot of their own troops in the bombardment, so that probably just gonna end up doing more friendly fire than anything else. You can see how quick these Screamers are dying. Same goes for the Chaos Knights, who unfortunately got hit by their own spells. And yeah, that I'm afraid it's gonna be it for the Teenage Army. Dark Elves does indeed have the advantage, has the upper hand in this matchup. Wait, another one? Another bombardment? Okay, no, it's just the spell casting effect lingering for a little too long. Anyways, that's it for... Oh, I can't save the game. That's it for the first semifinals. We're gonna move on to CPUB versus Eltharian Shades. And yeah, the Dark Shards definitely carried the game for quite a bit here, while the Core Knights using their anti-large armor piercing to great effect. Very nice build from Sigos here. I'm stealing this build next time if I have to fight against Teenage. As for the other side, the Teenage Army, yeah, definitely a missed opportunity in the early game there without using that blue fire on the stacked up Witch Elves and Dread Spears. The Zangor still did very well, being a very solid infantry after all, but the rest of the army, the Marauders especially, just got straight up beaten up by the Bleak Swords. And as a result, the frontline faltering and the Soul Grinder is left exposed, unprotected, and will be demolished. Next up, we are going to look at yeah, let's go for the next semifinalist, and at the same time, we will be saving this replay with a now niche versus Sigil. Game's open. Yep, very obvious indeed. Whose game it is. And we are joining game, and still joining game. Shit. Okay, something's wrong with this. Let us just restart the game and see what happens here. Hopefully we don't have to force the lobby to be restarted again. Okay, it seems that the lobby is indeed a bit problematic then. All right, okay, we're in. And now we just need to wait for Eltharian Chase to come back. Oh no, another Dark Elf game! Oh, the Dark Elf meta is back, boys. We are looking back at more Lore of Soul Stealer, I assume. Okay, we shall. Okay, while we're waiting for Eltharian Shades to come back, let's just check the chat. Okay, not much happening so far. Good. Now we just need to wait for Eltharian Shades to come back. Alright, let's see. Okay, Eltharian Shades is still not showing up. Is he still around? Is he even online? Wait, what's happening? Okay, give him like maybe 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max. But if he still doesn't show up, then we have to move on. Yeah. But yeah, not showing up in the finals is not a great thing for sure. Okay, we shall see if he shows up. If not, we'll just move Sipa into the next fight. Anyways, give me a couple minutes as I go and stock up some drinks and ready for the fight again. It's break time for everyone. Alright, I'm back, and it seems like Eltharian Shades is also back. So we are ready to go, as long as the players are ready. So we shall see what happens next. It's Dark Elves versus Dark Elves? What? No! No! Not Soul Stealer versus Soul Stealer! Please, no! Stop! Oh, no! It's gonna be Soul Stealer versus Soul Stealer. Sigos, what are you saying? Yes! No! 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 Like, who uses Soul Stealer first loses. That's it. Like, that's gonna be how it goes. Also, you wouldn't be paying for Malekith. It's just gonna... Mirror we deserve? I guess, since you all degenerates. You all deserve this. But I'm not. I'm not a degenerate. I don't even use Dark Elves. I don't even use Lore of Soul Stealer, so I don't deserve this. You do. I don't. I do not. Anyways, we shall wait and see. Okay, Skaven, makes sense. Okay, at least we're not seeing a Dark Elf mirror. Because that would be horrible to watch. Thank you, Sipa. Not bringing the... Yeah. Not bringing the Dark Elf versus Dark Elf matchup. Ugh. I'm looking at two different... I'm looking at an interesting build on both sides here. I can't really say much about them, but... Oh... Okay, never mind. Both are still bringing the OP stuff. Maybe not OP, but definitely the stronger stuff. But Sipa... I think I'm fairly frequently surprised by Sipa's builds and plays. So I'm actually quite looking forward to see how he's gonna play this matchup. Like sometimes Sipa's an interesting... Like Sipa's games are always interesting. Sometimes you've thought he's gonna lose it because of the builds, but somehow he manages to pull it back and turn it around. I mean, sometimes he can't actually turn it around, but it's still pretty damn close for the army builds on both sides. So yeah. Now this is going to be something interesting to look at. But it's going to be like a meta faction versus a lot less meta faction. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see how he plays it. Alright, Dark Elves are ready, so it's on Sipa's side to fine-tune the funds, and both are done. So we are getting started. Army blocker down, and we are looking at their armies. Lore of Ruin, and we all know that's gonna be flensing... No flensing Ruin! Oh wait, this is Lord of Ruin. No, wait, Lord of Ruin is the warp tech one. It's the warp tech spell. So Dread 13 for Howling Warp Gale, but no Flint. Or am I missing Flensing Ruin? Okay, let's see if he's bringing the Plague Bell or if he's just bringing the Lord on foot. It makes more sense to bring the Plague Bell just because there's always a possibility of Soul Stealer, but we shall see. The hell? Oh, somebody disconnected, I assume. Oh no, Eltharion Shades disconnected. We'll wait for him to come back. The Teenage Demon has struck the internet connection. And Eltharion Shades has been kicked out, but they should bring back the same build. I hope Eltharion Shades CA server are fine. Yeah, I mean, today is fine. Oh wait, no, they're not fine, actually. Siege build was lacking Pew Pew and Cavalry, definitely. Nothing to contest the Code ones. I don't know what Siege can do to contest the Code ones. Maybe cut out the Soul Grinder. And just be more active with the Screamers. As soon as the Soul Grinder comes in, you just jump on them with the Screamers. Maybe, maybe a couple Furies will help. Just cut out the Soul Grinder. I don't think Soul Grinder serves any good purpose in that matchup. Yeah, maybe it's used for hunting down the Black Dragon, maybe, but then again, you can do the same thing with your Pew Pew, with your Pink Horror Pew Pew. So yeah. All right, game starts again. Alright, let's see if the Glacier of Ruin is on Warp Stone Scroll, Howling Warp Gale, Dread of 13 spell, and no Flensing Ruin. Now that's interesting. The best spell in the entire lore of Ruin. Probably the entire Skaven roster. Not brought over here. I guess it's less effective against things with healing, so Malus Darkblade and Lore of Soul Stealer casters would be less affected by these, but still, they can be good against like cavalry and stuff. So that's interesting choice. Lopi Chaos Knights, maybe, but then they're still kind of trading inefficiently into anti-large armor piercing, so I don't know how good they're gonna be. But then again, Cohen Cavalry are not known for their stats, so yeah. Can't really say anything about it. Anyways, for this battle, we have a ton of Skaven slaves and very staple of the Skavens. Some clan rats, a couple of them, and Skaven slave spears, a couple plague monks, I believe, and a couple rat ogres. 4 rat ogres, actually, the pit fighters of Hell Steep. Always have to be wary of pronouncing this Regiment of Renown's name, because if I make a mistake, it's gonna be something Lord of the Rings. Anyways, for the missile pressure, we have 3 Poison Wing Grenadiers and a single Teeth Breakers Regiment of Renowned Rattling Guns. And then single entities, Packmaster on his Brute Horror, coming in with Shock Collar for extra melee attack, immune to psychology, and Leadership, Scrying Stone for damage resistance. And of course, we have the Gracie of Ruin, going very cheap, Howling Warp Gale to lock down any flying enemies. And as you can see here, there's no... Well, there's 1 Harpy, and that's... yeah, that's it. So the Howling Warp Gale is largely wasted. Same goes for the most of the Winds of Magic on the Skaven side. Other than that, we have, for the Dark Elf army, a front line of very wide dress spears mixed in with Bleak Swords and Black Corsairs, a second line of Dark Shards, 4 of them with shields, and then further back, a ton of mobility, 4 Dark Riders, some with shields, some do not. No. All of them has shields, actually, yeah. And 2 Harpies, and that's it for the main army. Leading the army would be a single Sorceress of Fire, supporting Malus Dark Blade. So just trying to go for a wide front line to smash through the Skaven trash infantry and get to their back line. But it's not gonna be an easy task, as they're gonna get harassed by the Poison Wing Globadiers, getting drained by the poison in fact. But of course, Poison Wing Globadiers are having finicky aiming issues recently, so we shall see how effective they can be. Will they start firing? Yes, they are actually firing into the Black Corsairs, and just in a blink of an eye, they're down to half health. On the other side, the Bleak Swords are also taking damage, also blasted by the Teeth Breakers. On top of that, their suppression in fact slowing them down, preventing them from engaging into combat just yet. I think I've heard them say, like, just making shooty noises, like ta 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 ta, when they're shooting their rattling guns. So that's pretty fun. Anyways, Dark Shards do indeed outrange the Poison Wing Globadiers, and once they get in range, they can quickly demolish the Poison Wing Globadiers with their armor-piercing fire, just like right now. But that might just be a bit too late, as the Bleak Swords and the rest of the Dark Elf front line has been largely compromised, allowing the Red Ogres to rush in and start running down the Dark Shards. At the back there, the Crows of Cain are locked down by the Howling Warp Gale, and now with the Teeth Breakers aiming at them, they're quickly shredded, and they can't even use their Feast of Crows, because that requires them to engage in melee to be effective. And they're locked down in the skies, unable to activate that healing, while Red Ogres, Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep, Skaven Slaves, Clan Rats are all pushing forward, trying to hit. They're all trying to pressure the Dark Shards right now. And wait, what are these? Oh, the Packmaster has been trying to hunt down Malus Dark Blade. Right now, he is going to be a big issue for the Skavens in the late game. But so the Skavens just needs to focus on cleaning up the rest of the Dark Elf army, and then try to deal with Malus in the late game. Anyways, finally we are seeing some Burning Head from the Sorcerers of Fire, roasting the Skaven Slave Spears and reducing their leadership with that burnt effect. But very unfortunate there, the Burning Head curved into the Dark Shards, burning them down. We missed out on the Wolf Rats, who are now running into the Dark Shards, taking some friendly fire from the Poison Wing Globadiers, but the Dark Shards will be eaten up by the rest of the Wolf Rats. On the side there, Plague Monks grinding through the Dress Spears, pretty nice engagement for them with their anti-infantry bonus, while the Teeth Breakers has been caught by Malus himself. He has taken a lot of damage since we last saw him, possibly being shot by the Teeth Breakers. Another Howling Warp Gale locking down the Crows of Cain. Something needs to be done about them, but right now the Poison Wind seems to be more focused on shooting at the Dark Riders, while the Teeth Breakers will be unfortunately ran down by the rest of the Dark Riders, and maybe taking some friendly fire from Is the whole unit just dead, right? Straight up dead. Ugh. Sad times. Thiefbreakers are gone, so the best firepower from the Skaven army is gone. Storm Vermin has been summoned into the field with the Dreaded 13th spell. Burning Head trying to roast them down, but that's not gonna quite work here, as they were moving forward. Anyways, over here, Red Ogres plus Wolf Rats, buffed up by Shock Collar, immune to psychology with added melee attack, 52 melee attack. They're just shredding through the health of the Dark Riders. So the Dark Riders are probably just gonna lose this fight despite the buff from the Murderous Prowess. Anyways, over here, Clan Rats dragging down Dark Riders while the Packmaster is running for his life right now. Clan Rats cleaning up Dark Shots, although there's one very healthy unit of Dark Shots ready to fire. So these Wolf Rats and Red Ogres needs to come over here and help out this fight. Once again, Malice Darkblade will be a massive issue to fight in the late game. At least the Packmasters still have a bit of anti-large armor piercing and regeneration to help them equalize this engagement. But that is if Malice turns into Darken and start taking damage. Because right now, Malice is getting healed. The Warp Sword of Cain is replenishing his hit points for now. And once he gets to heal cap, that means he's basically just enjoying another health bar at this point, while the Packmaster is continuously taking damage. Scrying Stone mitigating some of the incoming damage, but it can only carry the Packmaster for so long when there's a lack of damage output in general against single entities, as all the this is bad. All the Poison Wing Globadiers and Thiefbreakers have been routed off and ran down. So yeah, they literally have to fight Malice through a melee grind, and that is not great. A melee grind means that they lack that kind of damage output to wear down Malice in the long run. But we shall see what happens here, as the Red Ogres are surrounding Malice right now. With the help of the Packmaster, perhaps they can put up some hurt into Malice. But oh wait, they are now pulling out of that engagement, trying to deal with the Dark Riders instead. Wolf Rats, these are the poison ones. Oh, another hit got exchanged between the Packmaster and Malice, but the thing is that Malice still has another HP bar left with his Darken transformation, while the Packmaster is almost at his heal cap. He needs to start throwing some random resources into Malice to try and wear him down in the long run, but this is easier said than done. Of course, another Burning Head is going to get dropped onto the Clan Rats, quickly demolishing that entire unit, while the Plague Monks will be surrounding Malice. He hasn't transformed yet, and trying to grind through his health. Just slowly, very slowly wearing them down. But the Plague Monks needs to turn around and deal with the Crows of Cain, because they will just come in and start doing some rear charge, while the Grey Seer of Ruin not having any sensor, Plague sensor right now, so he doesn't have any armor piercing, unlike Lord Skrulk. Anyways, Packmaster coming in for another cheeky cycle charge, but Malice is almost back to 3/4 of his HP. But anyways, Packmaster, very nice side charge there, putting a big hit onto Malice, but Malice starts hitting back. And every hit he puts into the Packmaster is going to be a big hit to the Skaven in general, because, well, the Packmaster doesn't have much healing left, and he needs every bit of HP right now for the late game scenario. A Burning Head preemptively being cast onto this blob, roasting away some of the Skaven Slave, but a very nice dodge from the Plague Monks there, just kind of moving out of the way before the Burning Head can make too much contact. While over here, the Packmaster is going after the Sorceress of Fire here, who is buffing up Malice with a Cascading Fire Cloak, adding additional weapon strength. A Dreaded 13th spell dropping in, and Darken transforms. Oh wait, no, that's a Darken transformation spell. Yeah, this is going to be rough, as Darken hits everything around him with the Reaper of Souls, equalizing that balance of power, and the Packmaster is in big trouble. Now down to very low HP, and on top of that, he is routed away by the Harpies. There's nothing left on the Skaven side to stop the Harpies from chasing down the Packmaster, so this might be an... Oh wait, no, there's still the Howling Warp Gale. That is one thing they can do to pin down the Harpies. So perhaps the Packmaster, who has almost reached his heal caps, 50 HP left, and then is his heal cap. He can come back, but his leadership isn't that great, while Darken is just slowly but surely reaching his heal cap. Anyways, the Packmaster is once again surrounded, but the Scrying Stone will keep his leadership high for now. Biding time for the Red Ogres to come in and support, surrounding the Harpies with the help of Gracier and the Packmaster himself. This probably would be helpful. This will be able to push back the Harpies, but right now Darkan is still an issue. Right now, what Sipa can do as the Skaven, of course, is to just send in the units piecemeal, bit by bit, just to drag on the battle, allowing Malice health, allowing Darkan's passive health drain, the damage coming in from the Darkan transformation, to wear down his health, send everything as far away from Darkan as possible, and then force him to run around the battlefield to eliminate your units piece after piece. Right now, Malice is getting drained, and the Plague Monk seems to be holding for now, but it's not going to be for too long. Oh no. Okay, another Dreaded 13 spell is being summoned on to the battlefield. And Darkan, remember, this is the last unit of the entire Dark Elf army, so he is stuck fighting anything that is surrounding it. Oh, a risky play here. The Packmaster coming in with the Shock Collar boosting its melee attack, and will be beating down Darkan from the back, using that anti-large armor piercing to great effect. And the Storm Vermins as well surrounding Darkan start hacking down his hit points with those halberds. Though the Packmaster needs to run out of there because he is like 2 hits from death from Darkan. But Darkan is getting lower and lower, being surrounded by a swarm of Skavens. The Skavens really trying hard to just decide this battle with this one final pitch engagement because they do not want Darkan to survive this grind against the Storm Vermin. Everything is getting thrown into the fray right now. Plague Monks, Storm Vermins, still having 18 seconds left, and then they will be going into weak binding. Oof, this is gonna be the end of the Dark Elves as Sipa pulls off this Darkan, pulls off their hunt against Darkan and Malice. Oh shit, I forgot to type in the names. Okay, cool. Let me just rename the file. Sipa versus Elf Flarian Shades. GG to both players here, and congrats to Sipa for advancing into the next stage of the game. Before we go into the finals, let's just have a look at the army performances here. The Red Ogres did some okay damage. Ooh, wow, the Teeth Breakers actually did a lot of damage. I assume they actually got the shot on Malice, which kind of explains why Malice was half health after a short time after we move the camera away from him. And of course, they just demolish a bunch of harpies. So there's that. While for the Packmaster definitely did a lot of carrying at the late game there, using the anti-large armor piercing to great effect, hunting down Darkan. But yeah, the Wolf Rats cleaned up a lot of the Dark Elf missile infantry. But the rest of the army, not really much to say about them. Poison Wing Globadiers earning back their value, but that's about it. Oh right, the Plague Monks did help out a lot. They do have slightly better leadership than the rest of the Skavens with their frenzy and whatnot, so they were actually a holding force in the late game. For the Dark Elf army here, Malice/Darkan carried a lot there, just not quite enough, as a lot of the Dark shards were compromised by enemies' mobility asset, while the front line there just got demolished by the Poison Wing Globadiers. Maybe perhaps cutting out some of these Dark Riders and adding in more Harpies would have helped, but right now, not enough effort were stopping the Poison Winds from demolishing the Dark Elf front line, and the Dark Elf army paid the ultimate price for it. Alright, so we are moving into the last game of the day. And let's see if we're looking at the right game. Yes, indeed, SIPA versus Segos. And that should be the finals of the day. And then after that we'll be moving on to battle replays. Checking out the previous games in the previous rounds. Now while the players are doing picks and bans, let us just check the chat. Not a lot happening in the chat right now, so it's all good. We are all caught up. All right, actually, I need to check out this one Steam game. I have been wanting to play. It's called Hexarchy. It's basically Civilization, but a deck builder. So basically, it's a Civ game mixed with oh, let me just. Oh yeah, I have the trailer on. Sorry. So basically, it's a deck builder game plus Civilization. You don't actually get to build everything yourself. Instead, it's a turn-based game where you draw cards, which can be resources. It can be technology upgrades. It can be some kind of units that you can build in your game. It depends on what's in your deck, and each civilization has different stuff, I assume. And it's a quite interesting game. I actually played it in like a gaming convention I went to called WASD, and it's pretty neat. I like the concept of it, and it's quite easy to play. It's like a 20-minute one per round. I might try to show it on stream at some point, but for now, I still need to buy it. It's still on 20% off, so okay, cool. I can just go on to Steam and buy it after the stream. So yeah, like I might diversify my games a bit since well, the Warhammer meta has been a bit stale for recently. Now we just need to wait for the players to showcase what the hell are they gonna do. So is it gonna be another Dark Elf game, or are we gonna see something else? Cause I really don't want to see Dark Elves anymore. Like, man. Oh right, I forgot about that part. I need to set up the scoreboard. Almost forgot about that. Gotta make sure we got names on the field. We have, on one side we have SIPA, and on the other side we have Sigos, and both are on 0 right now. Let me just move their names by a bit. Oh, no, not that. Yep, we're good. Little Trail, welcome back. Yeah, don't worry about being late. Oh, and if you want to play, there's actually an NA version happening later. As long as you're on the Night Crew Discord, you feel free to just join their. Yeah, feel free to join their. Join the later event. It's the NA time zone one. So, yeah, if you're free then, and then you have some time, just go and play. Go play. Yeah, WASD. Yeah, it's a bit. They got a bit of a funny name actually. Like I'm living in around London, so it's actually quite convenient for me to attend some of the gaming events around the city. Especially there's like some major yeah, it's a hub with a lot of stuff going on, and like it's nice to actually go to a gaming event and check out some very interesting new games, new concepts. Like when I used to live in Hong Kong, I don't really get to do that. We've got like big anime conventions, that's great and all. We even sometimes have like Japanese voice actresses coming over to the city and doing events and whatnot. But honestly, like in terms of the side of gaming, Hong Kong is very barren in terms of any developments and stuff. Because like, yes, there are game development in back in mainland China. They have a lot of studios making a lot of interesting games. But in Hong Kong, we don't really have that kind of industry. We don't have that kind of support. So there are like almost no gaming events. Like there are gaming events as a bundle alongside other pop culture events, but gaming alone, it's something less likely to see. You see Tokyo Game Show and shit like that, or like Korea, some CO game conventions or something like that, GDC. But like, you don't see that back in Hong Kong. But now I'm in London. It's actually pretty nice to like attend these gaming conventions, expos, and check out what some indie developers have in store. Like there are big booths and stalls for like big brands like Nintendo. There was a Sega whole booth showcasing like a Dragon Ryu ga Gotoku and or the new Mario Wonder game or the new Sonic game as well. But I didn't bother queuing up. Well, actually, I'm talking about EGX, which is another gaming convention recently happened around the city. But like, I didn't really bother about checking those out in the EGX convention. Instead, I went for like the indies, like the more indie stuff, where like you might have a random small developer making some interesting concepts. And that's how I run into some games I actually want to check out. I just don't have the goddamn time to do it with Armored Core and all that, but yeah, I might showcase them soon in the future. Like especially there's one Heroes of Might and Magic concept, but they tweaked it. They added some new stuff to the formula, and now it's Heroes of Might and Magic in space with some quite interesting factions and all that. So, yeah. Then again, that's like a game still in early development, still in their alpha. So, not much to showcase for now, but I did spoke to some of the developers they are happy. They actually gave me a code to the alpha version. So yeah, I might actually I'm also planning to do a bit of content about it, but for now, let us just yeah. Well, we shall wait for the game to begin and see what happens next. That's true. I really suck at Total War, sir, and I'm in Europe. Norway, so your time +1. Ah. Ugh. The NA, to be fair. Oh, wait, my time +1. Well, so it's basically my time. Because right now everyone's in summertime, so it is still my time +1. Oof. Yeah, never mind. I mean, if you're willing to stay up till like 4, 5 in the morning, that might work for you, I guess. But it's gonna be hard. Anyways, is Seagulls done? What the fuck? Both armies having 0 0 extra funds left. Interesting. Both armies are perfect. Who's gonna win? The 0 fund leftover army or the nope. Sipa is still fine tuning his army, so we shall see what's the leftover funds later. But right now it's he can possibly bring 0 leftover funds, but he's not doing it just yet. Oh, he might just be able to do that. Can he do it? Can he do it? He has. Yes! Yes! He's back to 0 leftover funds. But will he keep tweaking? That's it. Oh, yep. We're done. Everything's 0 leftover funds and we are going in. Dark Elves versus Kislev. And of course Lord of Soul Stealer. And 3 Code 1 Cavalry. 1 of them Dread Knights, 2 of them Code 1 Knights. 3 Black Arc Says, 5 Dark Shards. A lot of firepower there, trying to challenge the Kislevite skirmish game. And then 2 Dark Riders, 2 Bleak Swords. On the other side, Kislevite, we have the Oath Brothers of Tor. Ostankia leading the army, supported by a Patriarch. So quite a bit of mobility healing. And then we have the Wolf Hordes. Not Marcus, but just Wolf Hordes. However, just like Marcus, they do have a net ability to lock down enemy units, pin them down, and limit their movement. And the rest of the army I did not remember. I just remember some armored Cossals. But we shall wait and see as the armies load in. On the other side of the battlefield for the Kislevite forces, a front line of armored Cossals indeed. And some more Akshina ambushes at the back. A ton of mobility though. Kislevite dervishes, very cost-efficient mobility. Not only can they fight in melee, they can also get extremely sticky using that Viral Blood effect to keep them in the fight longer than they normally would be. And that allows you to like tie down your opponent for more time than reasonable. And allow the rest of your army to do what they're supposed to do. Oath Riders of Tor, supported by healing, would be pretty nice. And also there are the things in the wood for a little bit of anti-armor mobility. In the front there, a little bit of horse archers skirmishing, and that's it for the 2 armies. Actually, let me just check out Ostankia's spell loadout. Just Flock of Doom. I do think that I don't know whether this is a bad idea or not, but I feel like the bear ability, the spirit bear, can still have a bit of uses in the game. It's like, it's not that expensive, 200 gold, but it has the potential of nuking a whole infantry unit. Of course, if the infantry unit is moving, you can't really hit it, but like, it can still do some ridiculous damage if they're standing still and get caught off guard. So, yeah, I think that you should still bring the Spirit Bear. But then again, both armies are on 0 gold, so literally have nothing to spare for the Spirit Bear ability. So understandably, they did not bring the slightly unreliable item / ability. Anyways, Ostankia will be firing, and the mobile artillery, her cauldron, would be doing some pretty good damage. Like, she unleashes the volley fire from the cauldron, and it has a pretty good arc of fire, and will be blasting away quite a bit of the enemy infantry units. But this time, she shot at the Lord. Anyways, another thing about Ostankia is that her healing ability is BS. You don't bring that. It does what, like 0.1%, 0.8% HP healing per second. And that's like passive levels of healing, and it's just it heals like 1% of HP for each cast. So might as well just not bring it. It's never gonna be worth it. Anyways, artillery continue to blast off, so the Dark Shards are firing back. trying to shoot down the Mother of Stankia, who did take some damage from the Flock of Doom Overcast version. The Overcast version is doing some good damage though. The Dark Shards and the Dark Riders are taking some noticeable dent in their HP, while Ostankia continues to fire and shoot and scoot. Let's put it that way. And with the Horse Archers firing at the Dark Elf army, the Kislevi army doesn't really need to engage just yet, as they are fulfilling the attacking role with the Horse Archers shooting. The things in Kosovo dervishes are close by to support, so the Supreme Sorceress attempting to dive bomb the Horse Archers just have to back off before taking some counter punching damage. While the Dark Elf front line is taking some quite noticeable damage from Ostankia's bombardment. Another shot and the Bleak Swords is down to around 60% of their HP. And one more shot coming in, this one having some trouble aiming, so down didn't do much damage. Black Ark Corsairs advancing, but the Armored Corsairs are blasting them with the pistol shots. Without any shields, their armor might help a bit, but still not quite enough to save them from another heavy volley. And with the Ostankia's shot coming in, they are routed before they even make much melee contact. At the back there, Things in the Woods and Ostankia herself charging into combat. She will be surrounded, but the Core Knights have to be careful. A point-blank shot from Mother Ostankia's Cauldron can do significant damage to enemy cavalry, and I've seen her like soloing a bunch of Khorne heavy armored cavalry before with her close fire power. So, anyways, a bit of another Flock of Doom. I believe I heard the Flock of Doom effect, but that was mostly missing enemy targets, while the Things in the Woods are taking a lot of damage from the counter charge of the Khorne Knights. Although the Kislevite army does have a little bit of an upper hand right now. At the back there, both Brothers of Tor are surrounding the Supreme Sorceress of Dark Magic. She was trapped by the Akshina ambushes by the Wolf Hearts earlier, but now she is backing out of that engagement, allowing the Dark Shards to move in and start shooting at the Oath Brothers, while the Black Ark Corsairs continues to hold. Once again, Mother Ostankia is trapped by the Khorne Knights. That's why she needs a bit of fire. She needs her guard mode on, actually, or fire at will. Her blasting shots are still going off, but it's not going through enemy targets. Instead, it's just arching over enemy targets and not actually blasting through enemy cavalry. Interesting. But yeah, Mother Ostankia is gonna get wrecked in this fight, as she is fighting units that she's not supposed to fight and might just get finished off in this combat. Although she almost dealt with this entire unit of Khorne Knights, but she'll still be dead, and that puts the Dark Elves back on the advantage right now, as the Kislevite army lost their spell support, while the Dark Elf army still have a bunch of Soul Stealers left in their pocket. And yeah, this might just spell the end. Losing Ostankia might just spell the end of the Kislevites, as they are now desperately trying to hunt down the Black Dragon. But this is no easy task. More and more Dark Elves units are returning from rout, and yeah, they are pressuring the Kislevites hard. Dark Shards shooting at the Akshina ambushers, and they're shooting at the routed Armored Corsairs. Not a bad target, but not the greatest either. They want to shoot at the Wolf Hearts and the other Akshina ambushers for maximum value, but right now they're just a bit too busy in terms. The Kislevite player is just a bit too. The Dark Elf player is just a bit too busy microing other aspects of the battlefield. Khorne Knights over here unstoppable. They are charging into the Wolf Hearts. The Wolf Hearts probably not having the Pack Trap off cooldown just yet, and they'll be run down by the Khorne Knights. Another bombardment from the Oath Brothers of Tor managed to break off the Dark Shards, and now they'll be moving on to the next one, I assume. With the nope, they're just going back, trying to save the backline, salvage the situation. But the Dark Elves are now diving in with the Black Dragon Soul Stealer Lord, and that means the Akshina ambushers will be completely collapsing. The only thing holding them in the fight is literally just the Power Blood effect. Another Soul Stealer pushing the balance of power further and further in the favor of Dark Elves, healing back up the Dark Elf Lord and draining away the health of some important units of the Kislevites. And that's probably going to be army losses as more shots come in and whittle down the remaining Oath Brothers, giving Sipa the win. Alright, GG for the first game here, with Sipa taking the lead. The Koan Knights the Koan Cavalry trade cost efficiently as they were just running through the enemy front line and getting on top of enemy back line. No, wait. Most of their value actually came from like beating down the things in the woods and the dervishes and of course Ostankia herself. I do think that Sigos was a bit reckless in the push earlier, throwing away the things in the woods without any infantry support. They had the chance by breaking the Dark Elf front line. They could have went for a heavy push, a hard push, to compromise the Wolf Heart and to compromise the Dark Elf, Dark Shards and whatnot. But there are just too many Dark Shards, I assume, and the expensive cavalry of Oath Brothers just wasn't able to be everywhere all at once. I do think that I actually think that the Kislevite had the advantage in the early game there, as the balance of power suggested earlier, but unfortunately throwing away a few very important units recklessly, like the things in the woods themselves and Mother Ostankia, the only spell support of the entire Kislevite army. That was a bad move for sure. Unable to use any more spell support using those Flocks of Doom to their advantage to drain away enemies' units. That was a lot of waste in resources, and the leadership penalty means that the Kislevites are more prone to breaking. And that, like, as soon as Mother Ostankia died, I feel like that was the end of Kislev, as they really don't have enough units to carry the game in at that point of battle. Now, as for the Dark Elves, Lord of Soul Stealer carrying for sure, and the Koans definitely did some solid damage. Dark Shards did some okay damage, nothing too amazing there, but having 5 of them on the field means that once the Kislevites' mobility took losses, they don't have enough resources left to chase down the routed Dark Shards, and they were just free to return to comeback and start shooting at whatever's left on the Kislevite side. I do think that the Kislevites had the advantage early with all that missile fire routing of unit after unit of Black Arquebusiers, but alas, that advantage didn't hold on for too long, and the Dark Elves will be clawing back that game with Lord of Soul Stealer and Dark Shot Fire. Anyways, first game done. We shall wait for them to go for a second game as we change up the scoreboard a bit. Sipa leading the first game, and that's gonna be match point. If Seagulls wants to stay in this game, he needs to win the next round. So we shall wait and see what they're gonna pick. No, true. I think my mom would get angry if I stay up till 5 a.m. But you live alone, so I guess if I don't tell mom. Why do you think I'm streaming all the time these days? I've moved. I moved to London myself, and I'm living alone. I do whatever the fuck I want to. Yeah, you know. But yeah, anyways. Gonna rewatch this later. Can't watch while playing. Yes, indeed. Nice stream so far. Playing nice battles. Yep. Gotta say a big thanks to all the players. They are the one bringing the show to everyone. I lost in my second round, so yeah, I can't really bring all the games, but yeah, it's like, I feel like that's the great thing about the Warhammer community, is that the community is always supportive. I mean, not supportive of dumb decisions, but still supportive if you're being nice, respectful, and willing to just help out everyone else. And yeah, they're just like that's what a multiplayer community is about, right? Like everyone just get together, have some fun games, and chill. And yeah. And indeed, we are chilling. We are chilling. Well, we shall wait and see what happens with these guys. But it's gonna take some time. Alright, Vampire Coast versus Bretonia. This, I do think that traditionally it favors Bretonia with all the archer fire, but there is still a chance for Vampire Coast to win this game, so we shall see what happens. But right now we are just chilling and waiting for the players to finalize their build. Seagulls has indeed, as you see here, done with their build. It is on Sipa to fill up their army with peasant chaff and balance it out with some Bretonian cavalry elite and the glorious shiny knights, so to speak. And we shall see what happens with those. Three mortars versus 8 archers in the game. We shall see what happens. I can't spoil you with the army builds, but we shall see. It might just be like archers and horse archers. I don't know. tell us about Armored Core. I can't really say much about without spoiling stories and shit. Not that I'm too deep into the story just yet, because like I have been splitting my attention between real life stuff, Total Warhammer, and Armored Core, and then I've been doing like checking out some other new games as well. So I don't really have that much. I still haven't finished the first run of the game. You're supposed to do 3 runs to experience the full story, unlock all the endings. So I am approaching the first ending soon, but it's still taking some time. But yeah, I'm gonna try to come up with some funny PvP build for Sunday, where I'll be streaming the PvP games with Boujalicious. So stay tuned when we check out the games at that point. But for now, we are gonna admire the gold chevron trebuchets from Sipa. Cause what the hell, man? I thought I was memeing in the first round, but he is also memeing in the last round. Maybe the last battle of the tournament as well. So we shall see the rest of the battle, the rest of the armies later. But first of all, we admire these gold chevron. Yeah, these are gold chevron, right? Yeah, rank 7 gold chevron trebuchets. Oh. And 5 peasant bows as well, so they are bringing a substantial amount of firepower. A whole front line of peasants mixed in with more peasants, peasant mobs, and spearmen at arms. And on the side we have Grail Knights plus a single unit of Royal Hippogriff Knights, providing some additional mobility pressure. As for the Vampirates, we also have a lot of troops on the field. A front line of Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs, a second line of Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs with their handguns, a third line of mortars, 3 of them in fact, and a ton of animated hulks, 4 of them for that master pin down the Bretonnian cavalry. Actually, there are 5 handgun mobs, black spot as well. Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of anti-armor firepower. The Lamprey's Revenge for their shotguns and just sturdy holding power. Count Nautilus leading the army. And that's it for the army builds on both sides. Yeah, alright, forgot to talk about the Spellcaster and Lord of the Bretonnians, the Fey Enchantress on foot. She has Chalice of Potion for bombardment, regrowth, and Earth Blood. We're right, the regrowth is for the Grail Cavalry, and then Earth Blood just for some additional healing, for some area of effect healing, more importantly. And now let us wait for the battle to start. There are a couple Grail Reliquae in the front line, just adding that immune to psychology to surrounding peasant, plus a bit more leadership and melee attack. Peasant's duty, that's for themselves. But the Icon of Devotion providing that extra holding power, ward save of 15%? Did they get blessed? Did Sipa just paid for the Blessing of the Lady for the Grail Reliquae, or do they already have that? Do they already have that? Do they come with Blessing of the Lady? I actually don't. Actually, that makes sense if they come with Blessing of the Lady, because they're supposed to be Grail Knights, just dead Grail Knights. Anyways, both sides will gonna be open up with that firepower, with their mortars and trebuchets trading their shots. But I assume the few trebuchets will try to snipe out. Nope, they're trying to smash down the enemy. Let's see what they're doing. They're trying to smash down each other's missile troops. But the mortar is definitely having a more efficient time doing this, and they're cheaper too. Just blasting away the densely packed peasant bow infantry. The Vampire Coast can hold for now, as they are taking the better end of the trade. While the Bretonnians might just want to start moving up using their peasant bow to start shooting at the enemy black spots and handguns. Although now the handgun seems to be taking some substantial damage, while the mortars are demolishing the 2 peasant archers. Both of them having 5 missile infantry units, so that's going to be a lot of units to go through. However, the handgun mobs are indeed slightly more expensive than the peasant bows, so for damage value wise, Sipa is getting the upper hand with the trebuchets. Now the peasant boats needs. I really think the peasant boats should start moving out, just to start shooting at the enemy units. They don't necessarily have to shoot at the black spots and the handguns, but they should just expend some of their ammo, at the very least. Like, they have enough resources to guard their backline anyways, because right now you don't see any dogs on the vampire side, and their infantry is indeed moving up. Yep, they are moving up. They are moving up, ready to start shooting. Nope, they're just very cautiously moving up. They're not even getting in range yet. Like, come on, just start moving, start shooting. Just use your ammo, man. Why you no shoot? Okay, now the trebuchets are shooting at the mortars, trying to snipe out their opponent's firepower. But the mortars are now still aiming at the archers, trying to whistle them down as much as possible before they eventually get smashed up and gone. Although with the accuracy of peasants, the trebuchets are not quite hitting the mortars, so they're just smashing up the mortar crew, like just eliminating some of the infantry. Eliminating some of the crew members, trying to get them start to crumble. But at this point, the archers are two of them are down to half health or less, and the other one is also approaching half health. Now finally, one of the mortar crew is crumbling, and it's probably not gonna stabilize anytime soon. So the mortars should start aiming. The trebuchets are now back to shooting black spots and other handguns, while the mortar continue to crumble. As they crumble, they're taking more damage, and as they take more damage, they're losing more leadership. Now for the peasant bows, they are still shooting. They are unleashing some torrent of volleys of arrow fire at the handguns, demolishing the handgun crew, forcing Count Nautilus to drop in a zombie summon to rout off these peasant bows. But these Pox Arrow peasant bows should be able to come back no issues, as the Royal Hippogriff Knights have pinned down the deckhand mobs the summoned deckhand mobs successfully, while the backline here, all these handgun mobs are getting compromised by peasants. Oh, look at this! Look at the Grail Reliquite. He is running towards the handguns. The peasants are brave. They have the blessing of the dead Grail Knight. The Grail Knight might be dead, but he is still inspiring the peasants to do greater feats of heroism. And the lone Grail Reliquite, without any infantry support, is actually tying down one of the handgun mobs, saving the rest of his comrades, the peasant comrades, from the missile fire. Now the spearmen at arms are rushing in, pushing back the handgun mobs, and I do think that the Bretonnians now have the advantage. Some of the handgun mobs are turning around and start shooting at the Royal Hippogriff Knight, who are at full health and still getting healed by a regrowth. That's a lot of preemptive healing that is wasted. They are hopping onto one of the animated hulks, while on the other side, Grail Knights are going after the other one, and they should be able to smash this fight without any concern. While both sides are actually trading their back lines, as the peasants are crumbling. Well, they're faltering in front of the push of Vampire Coast. All the zombies, the sheer number of zombies and the monsters, they're just pushing forward, and they're now pushing back all the peasant archers, going after the few trebuchets, still trying their best to smash down the handgun mobs. There's a couple pistol mobs being summoned onto the battlefield. But they won't be holding on for too long here. These guys are still stable binding, so they have a lot of life left on the field, or unlife, depending on how you see it. These gunnery mobs, oh, these are pistol mobs. These are permanent, real mobs. And they should be able to just stay around and shoot down any peasants that tries to get close. Now, there are a couple handgun mobs that stabilize their leadership. They have been crumbling for some time, but now they have stabilized and are now aiming at their closest opponent. Ooh, this might be a bit of a finicky situation. Faye Enchantress getting chased down by vampire monsters who are slightly faster than her, which is on foot. Well, she's not on foot, but is floating, but now she is tied down by a combination of Lamprey's Revenge and animated hulks. Yes, she has the Mortis engine, in fact, the phase, the Miss of the Lady. Can't get the ability out, but the Miss of the Lady. But the problem is that Count Noctilus is in this fight as well, and there might just be enough melee fighting power to deal with this Foot Lord. At the back, a bit of Chalice of Potion, eliminating some of these zombie melee mobs, while the Bretonnian cavalry will be running down the rest of the Vampire missile support. Oh wow, look at the Grail Knights just running clean through one of the tattered units of handgun mobs, going after the gunnery mob now, the pistol mobs. And they should have a very little problem on that matter. Royal Hippogriff Knights finish off the rest of the animated hulks and are activated to come back to the main fight as the Fey Enchantress continues to run away, while the Lamprey's Revenge continues to pursue. That really means that the Fey Enchantress needs a lot of help from the Royal Hippogriff Knights. The armor-piercing attacks would be fairly useful against the Lamprey's Revenge here, who is a very sturdy melee combatant, and on top of that, the Fey is taking more and more damage. She desperately needs the help of the armor-piercing cavalry for charging in, but right now it seems that they're more focusing on help running down the rest of the gunnery mob, eliminating the infantry support. But right now the Fey is in big trouble. She has been routed. That means the healing support for Bretonnians is not going to be available for a temporarily. Grail Knights are still running through enemy infantry, but a regrowth is stabilizing. It's giving them quite a bit of HP top up. They're actually bailing from this fight. I think they should absolutely charge into the animated hulks for now, using that so that they don't waste that kind of preemptive healing. But right now, they seems to be more focused on running down, hitting up the Lamprey's Revenge, trying to stop them from pursuing their lady. This is not too successful right now, as the Royal Hippogriff Knights are not actually tying down the Lamprey's Revenge. They are attacking from the wrong angle. They're not blocking the Lamprey's Revenge from keep chasing Fey Enchantress, and the Fey Enchantress actually shatters or dead. Not sure which one. Looks like she's shattered for now. Yeah, she's definitely shattered. And there goes all the healing for Bretonnia, and that means the Royal Hippogriff Knights down to half HP will not be able to stabilize their losses. And a bit of zombie pirate that kind of mob summon, bringing themselves into the fight, tying down the Grail cavalry right now, who is sandwiched between a rock and a hard place. The rock being the Lamprey's Revenge, and a hard place being the zombie units that has enough, the zombies that has enough mass to pin down cavalry, being a heavy infantry. Now, they are not a heavily armored infantry, but they do have heavy mass, so they can actually pin down cavalry, preventing them from pushing through their formations. But bad news for the Vampire Coast, their Lamprey's Revenge has been eliminated from battle, being surrounded by two superior cavalry. They have been forced into crumbling, and they're just overwhelmed by the sheer quality of enemy cavalry. Now that the Lamprey's Revenge are gone, the Grail Knights and the Hippogriff Knights are free to roam the battlefield. The Royal Hippogriff Knights dropping onto the pistol mob and trying to eliminate them, trying to do some nice impact damage, and indeed they did. Now extracting themselves from combat, they will become, I assume they will be coming back for another cycle charge and run down the animated hulks. Anyways, over here, animated hulks being charged by the Grail Knights, who just turned off their Lance Formation. A very nice micro from Sepa there, probably trying to maximize the charge impact damage with the Lance Formation, and then turn off the Lance Formation for to remove that melee defense reduction. Anyways, over here, the Royal Hippogriff Knights taking more and more damage, but still having 12 models left, so still quite a bit of damage output, but the balance of power is against the Vampire Coast right now, as Count Noctilus is still very much healthy. Might just be able to solo this battle, but perhaps, if the Grail Cavalry can do some effective cycle charging and sandwich charging, doing some nice hammer and anvil, they can finish off the rest of the supporting units and using those cycle charge to whittle down Count Noctilus and his friends. But that's gonna be a very, it's gonna be a tall order right now, because Count Noctilus is still getting support from the animated hulks and supporting infantry of pistol mobs. So that means he is free to do the damage to the Grail Cavalry, while the Grail Cavalry is just forced to take the fight against the lesser minions of the Vampire Coast. Well, Count Noctilus is free to do what he wants. Now, that said, the minions of Vampire Coast are not that sturdy and are taking substantial damage. But the problem is that the Grail Cavalry themselves are also taking substantial damage over here, as Count Noctilus is putting more hits, more of his anti-lock armor-piercing hits into his opponent. The Grail... Oh wow, the Grail Reliquary is still providing some nice buffs to surrounding units, adding that melee attack, but the lack of healing is the problem for currently, as there is nothing to reduce the losses of the Grail Knights. They still have quite a few units left, 2,300 gold worth of damage value and some psycho charging. Oh, it might just be the psycho charging winning Bretonnians the game here, as their impact damage is indeed quite high. You can see that the Count Noctilus is quickly dropping in terms of HP. He's trying desperately to fight back, but if he has a zombie summon, he might be able to turn the game back, but no, he has no infantry support. This is bad for him for sure. His leadership is dropping, and the charge impact damage, all the knockback, armor piercing, and melee hits from the Grail Cavalry is just too much for him. Even he is an anti-large specialist. He's down to half health now, and the balance of power is against the... Yeah, it's actually against the Vampire Coast. And without any spells to turn this game around, that might just be the end of Count Noctilus. He can... Theoretically, he can use Invocation of Neheg, but it's not going to do any damage to enemy units. This is where a Malkov's Mystifying Miasma can come in very handy. It can possibly drain away the health of the Grail Knights, but alas, Count Noctilus did not bring that spell, and that means he is merely a sitting duck in front of a surround from an overwhelming force of armor-piercing combatants. All that charge damage, all that impact damage is just too much for Count Noctilus. And that means Sipa is going to be winning this tournament. GG to both players, for sure. Let me just save this game. And then we can... Let me just quickly save this game. And then we can move on to the battle replays. Oh, actually, let's talk about battle performances. The Grail Cavalry literally carried this late game. Count Noctilus might have had a chance to win, but against the Grail Cavalry, it doesn't matter if their Lady, the Fey Enchantress, isn't round. The Grail Cavalry is still the Grail Cavalry. They still have the ability to carry games on their backs. Balance of power was literally held together by the Count Noctilus. I thought his anti-large armor piercing ability, fighting power, can do a bit more in this kind of late game against cavalry, but apparently it just isn't enough. For the rest of the army here, we have the trebuchets not doing that much damage. Same goes for the peasant archers. Being left at the mercy of mortars instead of pushing up and start shooting is definitely a mistake for the Bretonnians, I think. But alas, the Grail Cavalry just carried everything. It doesn't matter. As long as they have the Grail Cavalry, it doesn't matter. There is nothing that the Vampire Coast could have done to stop the Grail Cavalry from swarming enemy units. I do think that the Lamprey's Revenge crumbling is a very untimely loss for the Vampire Coast, because it was a very untimely loss because they couldn't actually. They lost the last sturdy, they lost their only sturdy monstrous presence against enemy cavalry. Like, the Lamprey's Revenge still had a lot of juice left, a lot of space for healing, and they shouldn't have crumbled, I think. But alas, that happened, so not much the Vampire Coast can do afterwards. The animated hulks are not that good. They earned back some value, and they're quite cheap, so it's not that much of a loss if they die, but having only animated hulks left in the late game definitely was a problem for the coast, with nothing to stop the Grail Cavalry from psycho charging and all that. And yeah, that's it for today's tournament. Let me just quickly hydrate myself, and we'll be moving on to the replay section of the stream. And also, big thanks to everyone for playing in the tournament, and GG to Sipa for winning the fight and the tournament. Congratulations. Alright, let me just organize the replay files a bit, and then we can work on something else. And then we can move on to the replays. But right now, let me just quickly reorganize the replay files, making sure that I got everything. And yeah. CPuff versus Dane. And who else? Who else? Cyrus also sent in a couple. Sigil sent in a couple of replays. There might be duplicate replays, but I think most of this stuff is fine. And right now I just gave up on collecting the replays from Raced because he just never sent it in. Ah well. Okay, Sigils have... Okay, we have Sigils replay. I think the first replay was against Cyrus, which we have already seen. So we can skip that, but we can just check out the rest of the replays. We don't have that many replays files collected this time, so it's not going to be too long. So let's see. That's the first replay we checked out. Now, Turin versus Joyboy, not the Turin streamer, but the MTK fake Turin. We'll have to specify the fake Turin, unfortunately. And then Sipa versus Nurgle's PA, and this is now Niche versus Zegos, which we have seen. And the last two games over here, Sipa versus Dane. We have a lot of Vampire Coast game, actually. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of Vampire Coast. Wait, what? Yeah, out of the remaining 5 games that we need to check out, no, 4 games that we need to check out, 3 of them contains Vampire Coast, and all of them are led by, of course, Count Noctilus. Oh wait, no, one of them is Silastra Direfin, so a little bit of off-meta choices, which is great. So yeah, MTK Joyboy versus MTK's Tauren. We have a Chaos Dwarf versus Ogre's Battle. Normally, I would say this favor ogres, but I don't know. There's no lead belchers here, so this might go either way. Like, lead belchers are so good against Chaos Dwarfs because all their armored missile infantry will get shredded by lead belchers penetrating shots, and the single entity artillery perhaps maybe, yeah, they can probably win a fight, but then it's not going to be a favorable trade when there are other stuff going on the battlefield. Anyways, for army builds here, Chaos Dwarf, a front line of Goblin Laborers, a second line of Infernal Iron Swans mixed in with some Infernal Gods with their Fire Glaives. In the skies leading the army, a Sorcerer Prophet of Death, and in the forest hiding away, the Great Bull Centaurs with great weapons. For the Ogre Kingdoms, a flank, yeah, 2 flanks with mobility here, Mournfang Cavalry, Saber Tusk packs, and on the other side, Mournfang with more Saber Tusk. I assume some Spirit Leash is going on as the Mournfang Cavalry, no, the Infernal Fire Glaives are opening up at the Mournfang Cavalry, doing some substantial damage, while the front line, there are a bunch of Nobbler Trappers moving up, trying to shoot at the Goblin Laborers. They should be able to win against the Goblin Laborers, no problem, but the problem is the Infernal Iron Swans blasting charges. There's also a line of Iron Guts with some solid armor-piercing anti-infantry fighting power. They should be able to clean their way through all these Goblin Laborers and get on top of the Blazing Beards plus the Infernal Iron Swans and whatnot. On the flank there, the Bull Centauranders have hopped out of the forest and now engaging an overwhelming force of Ogre mobility, but the Mournfang Cavalry with great weapons are here. They are debuffed by Enfeeling Foe, but they do have the Troll Guts healing. So that stabilized their HP losses and allowed this overwhelming forces of 2 Mournfang Cavalry plus Saber Tusk packs. That's a total of, what, 4,000 gold. 3,500 gold, roughly. Yeah. And they're beating down the Infernal Gods and the Bull Center renders. Just too much forces of, just too many ogres on this side, man. While in the front line there, all the goblins, of course, crumbled to dust in front of the in front of Iron Guts, and now the Infernal Iron Sworn and Blazing Beards are forced to fight, take a fight that they do not want against an anti-infantry armor-piercing ogre. And yeah, while over here, Infernal Gods with Fire Glaives are all compromised. They are actually all compromised right now in melee combat and taking a lot of impact damage from the ogre charge. One Fang Cavalry smashing in with that armor-piercing impact damage. Well, the Infernal Gods, even with their anti-large armor-piercing, is just not quite enough to beat back this kind of ogre rush. And yeah, I do think that in an ogre versus Chaos Dwarf fight, ogres definitely have a massive upper hand with all the anti-infantry options they have, anti-armor options they have. Spirit Leeching, they have cracked the slot rate. They didn't even go full power this time, taking a non-meta lord. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I guess they just probably want a bit more armor-piercing anti-infantry fighting power. But anyways, the Sorcerer Prophet of Death is just sitting there, taking shots from the Nobbler Trappers, and now it's already down to one third of their HP, while the rest of the Killstorm armies is just getting cleaned up. Infernal Iron Sworn and the Fire Glaives are all fighting hard, but yeah, that's not much they can do against so many Iron Guts. Just simply beating them down with an overwhelming force of fat bellies and get crushed by the ogres. Not much to say about this battle. It's just a very straightforward rush. The Chaos Dwarves they attempted to just hold back they attempted to hold back Nobbler Trappers with blasting charges, while the the Fire Glaives shoot back the advancing mobility, but there's not enough stuff to stop there's not enough presence to stop the ogres from pushing. One Bull Center renders is definitely not enough, and with all the healing, armor piercing, and charge impact damage, the Chaos Dwarf positions are simply overran. And yeah, that's it for this battle, and we're going into the 3 separate Vampire Coast replays. Okay, let me just check. Alright, the first one, we are going with Sipa versus Nurgle's PA. And Nurgle's PA claiming he made a lot of mistakes in this one. Let me see if he's still around the chat. You're gonna buy Realm of Ruin with the boys. Not sure. Realm of Ruin? What is that? I'm not sure. Oh, the Grail Reliquary got a blessing standardly? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, after all, they are Grail. They have been blessed by the Grail during their life, and they shall be blessed by the Grail, blessed by the lady after they died. Anyways, for army compositions, we have over this side, we have Sipa as the Vampire Coast, a front line of zombie mobs, pistol mobs, and bomb mobs mixed in together, and a bit of a melee mobs as well, with some animated hulks reinforcing the melee presence, some of the scurvy dogs hiding away in the forest, and just a lot of shooting. Yeah, just a lot of shooting in general. A couple Morn Ghouls, but their Vanguard deployed for a bit, but then they are gonna be busy as there are 3 units of Shades deployed at the far back, Vanguard deployed, and are now obliterating these mortars. They do have to be careful though, because the Vampire Coast melee presence are nearby, the slightly faster mobility, but there are some Dark Riders coming to respond. Just gonna pin down these mobility, allowing the Shades to dish out the damage, but right now they are shooting at this blob here. It's shooting at the Morn Ghouls and Scurvy Dogs. Probably should start shooting at the pistol mobs as well, because they are not gonna they are not going to enjoy the trade against dirt cheap pistols with their expensive shades with dual weapons. So yeah, they need to either back off or start shooting at the right targets. And on the other side there, animated hulks are moving, and same for the Mongols, trying to advance into a good position to start like working, to start counteracting the Dark Elf push. A lot of, oh, that's bad. Dark Elves, the Dark Riders have been prematurely thrown into the mortars, trying to shut them down and at the gunnery mobs. But these are dirt cheap pistol mobs, so that is not worth the trade, as they're now beaten back by the Lamprey's Revenge and Black Spots. Now at the back here, oh, Dark Shards are getting compromised. There's not enough melee presence to stop the Vampire Coast from advancing, because the bomb mobs have cleared off the Dread Spears, and now Animated Hulks and the Scurvy Dogs are rushing in. This is one problem of getting your army so split up like this, because once your army starts breaking on one end, you don't have enough troops from other end to cover that. Like, your units are spread so far and wide, you just don't have that kind of synergy, the interconnectedness between different units to help out each unit. Like right now, the Shades are getting pressured, and the mobility, all the Dark Riders have been broken off, while the rest of the infantry are all the way stuck on the other side of the battlefield, struggling on their own, unable to help each other. Dread Spears are still pushing, but they're now tied down by Mongols, and Mongols, being anti-infantry, should be able to clean them up with the help of some pistol mobs shooting, actually handgun mobs shooting. The Crows of Cain are fighting just fine. They do have some passive healing, keeping their HP high. Now they're compromising the bomb mobs and trying to just work down the anti-infantry firepower, but that's not going to matter too much, as they're getting shot point blank by handguns, taking substantial damage. While at the back there, the Salastra's Knights Errant summoned, the Damned Knights Errant, are running down the Shades with dual weapons, and this is not a great trade for them either. Animator Hulks and Damned Knights Errant, two fairly strong melee combatants, beating them down, who are specialized in the anti-infantry department, unable to use their anti-infantry bonus against their enemies, and also they have less melee defense, I believe, for their dual weapons. Anyways, right now, the Supreme Sorceress of Death, of Dark Magic, of Soul Stealer, is trying to hunt down Salastra Diarvid, but don't forget, Salastra has physical resistance of 55%, while the Supreme Sorceress of Dark Magic here doesn't have any magic damage other than Soul Stealer, so she is actually struggling to do damage, while she herself is getting shot up by the Lamprey's Revenge shotgun. That's going to be army losses, and victory belongs to the Vampire Coast. All hail the mighty, as they rise from the deep. For the army performances here, Lamprey's Revenge getting those point blank shots, very key in earning back the value here. And Black Spots did a lot of good damage shooting at enemy units. I don't know what they're shooting at, but they indeed got a lot of good value. Mortars also got some pretty solid value, blasting away some of these dark shots. The one that got shot up by Shades, though, didn't really quite enjoy their time in battle, but the other one definitely earned back their cost. The rest of the army, not too much to say about them. Scurvy Dogs running down the rather scattered Dark Elf formation, so good for them, 131 kills. And the bomb mobs clear out some of the Dark Elf infantry, but overall, mostly just the Lamprey's Revenge and the scattered mostly just the Dark Elves being so scattered, allowing the Vampire Coast to exploit the separated Dark Elf forces, and without mutual support, the Dark Elves are just divided and conquered by the Vampire Coast forces. So yeah, not much damage on any of them really. Just definitely a big mistake on Nurgle's PA for splitting up the army. Next up, Sipa versus Dane II. We have XMT clan versus SOK clan. Oh wait, Sipa left XMT. I'm not sure where Sipa is in terms of clans, but anyways, Slaanesh versus Vampire Coast. So for army builds, one is going for a rush. Both are going melee heavy actually. Slaanesh going for 4 units of Hell Scourge warriors and 2 units of Hell Scourge Chosen, going fairly elite. I guess they just don't think that the Vampire Coast would bring any armor-piercing anti-infantry units like the Gallows Giant, and indeed they did not. And that with their infantry forces, they would struggle a lot against this super elite defensive infantry rush of Slaanesh. Also, there is the Mirror Guard for that. Oh shit. Is that a bug flying? What am I doing? Oh, god damn it. Anyways, for the rest of the... Okay, hold on a second. Did I cut it? Did I cut it? No, I did not. God damn it. It's not a big bug, but it's still like annoying. Anyways, army belts. We've talked about infantry. Now it's literally just one straight line of infantry. Glorious infantry build. For the rest of for the rest of the army here, we have just the 2 characters, the Cultist of Slaanesh for that Gate of Slaanesh, the Daemonette Summon, and a Herald of Slaanesh. Oh, wow. Literally just an all-infantry army. Oh, this is beautiful. Literally no cavalry, no cavalry, no monsters, no chariots, just infantry. Like on the far side, the Bringers of Beguilement, a very solid, very good, very well stat line, very well stats. Is it well statted? No. Very well equipped exhausted Daemonette with magic damage and magic damage, very solid melee stats, 59 attack, 54 defense, and the Rampage plus physical resistance. The Rampage isn't really needed here, I suppose. Most of the units here are just infantry, and they're just gonna grind. As the Vampire Coast also opting for an infantry heavy army, a mixture of dual weapon Death Guards and pole arms Death Guards, and a few zombie pirate deck hand mobs as the front line here, providing some meat shields to absorb enemy charges and whatnot, and 2 handgun mobs, 1 more Death Guards with pole arms at the back, and a single mortar trying to bombard enemy infantry. The Lamprey's Revenge will be guarding the rear, leading the army Count Noctilus. That's it for the army builds. Let's check the spell casting abilities on both sides. For the Slaanesh army, they are going for the... they're getting the Chaos Fury Summon just to disrupt enemy missile forces, and the Pavane of Slaanesh for rampaging to get those zombie units, to get their missile units to fight in melee. Hysterical Varancy also adding that extra melee attack, very nice. While Count Noctilus will be going for Drown That, Invocation of Nahak, and a more Ravestorm and the Moondial's Zombie Summon. Anyways, with the start of battle, all these pistol mobs will be trying their best to open up at enemy forces, but unfortunately for them, with silver shields and heavy armor, 100 armor on the Chaos Warriors, and more armor on the Chosen, I believe. Wait, no, these are just devoted Marauders of Slaanesh. Wait, what? I hope they're Chosen on... Yeah, they're Chosen. The Chosen has 120, so they just shrug off enemy firepower and just keep marching on. They should have no issues on winning the fight against Death Guards, since Death Guards are actually quite glass cannony for an elite infantry. Only 60 models. A lot of their tankiness comes from their hunger healing, which is only good for overtime. But anyways, Chaos Furies, the first one has already been summoned and already been finished off, as they were disrupting some zombie pirate gunnery mobs who are disrupted by the rampaging effect of who are getting drained by the Pavane of Slaanesh. On the flanks there, because of the vampire forces being so narrow, they don't have enough stuff to stop the Chosens and the exalted Daemonists from flanking in. There's 1 unit of Death Guards holding on, but against a superior melee combatant that can rampage them and providing some solid armor-piercing damage output, these Death Guards are getting shredded. And they do not have anti-infantry bonus either, so because they are not they're not dual weapon variant, so they're doing very limited damage to the Bringers of Beguilement. Now, at the back there, another summon has been dropped in. The demons are compromising another unit of one of the handgun mobs, while the Hell Scourge infantry are actually holding on just fine, beating down the zombie mobs, while the Death Gods are struggling to cleave through their defenses, having 54 melee defense, while the Death Gods, yes, they have pretty solid 61 melee attack with Frenzy and all that, but even with anti-infantry bonus. But then again, the heavy armor is mitigating a lot of the non-armor piercing damage of the Death Gods, while the Bringers of Beguilements have no such issue when fighting Death Gods with their armor piercing. Don't forget that the Hell Scourges do have poison, further debuffing the damage output of the Death God units. Now on the far side there, the Lamprey's Revenge, because they have armor piercing, are having an okay time fighting through Chosen of Slaanesh, but still, these are Chosen, so they're super elite, super defensive with 70 melee defense, probably the highest melee defense outside of any regiment of renown. And they are still fighting strong, and now the summoned pistol mobs are getting compromised by summoned furies. Let the summons fight summons, not bad of a fight, while the Bringers of Beguilement are engaging the Lamprey's Revenge. Might be a big mistake for the Slaanesh player here, for the Vampire player here, because, well, Lamprey's Revenge are getting shredded by the Bringers of Beguilement, because their melee stats are simply not quite enough to, well, deal with the Bringers of Beguilement, who are buffed up massively with the Soul Scent charging up. Oh, they have been charging this up because all the undead are wavering, like they're not routing, so they're just hanging in the fight, constantly crumbling, adding more buffs to the Soul Scent as they are counted as wavering with low leadership. So the Chaos Warriors and the Bringers of Beguilement are just shredding through all these remaining Vampire forces. A bit of Wravestorm continues to bombard the Herald of Slaanesh, but overall, Count Noctilus is just kind of being the only thing holding on to the balance of power. In regard, they definitely got routed earlier with the Hell Scourge Warriors, but now they're back and fighting the Death Gods. Once again, they're not doing a lot of damage, slowly dragging down the Death Gods, but funny enough, the Death Guards are actually out healing them, especially with the invocation of Nehek. Combined with their hunger, they're just holding on for now, but not so much for the rest of the other Death Gods, who are surrounded by 3 units of Hell Scourges, one of them the Chosen, and they have been finished off. Now the Bringers of Beguilement are surrounding these poor deckhand mobs who are summoned, so they will be disappearing eventually, while Count Noctilus rampage in battle. He cannot cast spells, cannot summon zombies, he can't do anything to help his fight right now. Not only that, his summons are all gone. Wravestorm still only having one use is not going to be much help in this kind of scenario. There on the far side, Death Gods will be, yeah, they are not winning against the Chosen of Slaanesh. They have 51 melee attack plus 5 bonus versus infantry. That's 56 melee attack. Against a Chosen with 72 melee defense plus physical resistance, they just don't have enough damage output to outgrind their opponent. So yeah, that's going to be army losses, and the Vampires will be winning another fight in this tournament. Wait, why is it not ending yet? Okay, yeah, there's some demon units. Wait, no, there are some pole arm units crumbling to dust. These are Death Guards too, so GG. So yeah, let's see how much the Chosens did in terms of a damage value. The Bringers of Beguilement definitely did a solid job there, cutting through everything. Anything and everything. Death Gods, Lamprey's Revenge, Count Noctilus himself are no match to the super elite Exalted Demonists. One of the best melee infantry in the game, I believe. The Herald of Slaanesh also did some good damage, but the Chosens also, they're mostly there to just hold enemy down and eventually outlast them with their superior melee defense. So they are not really there to do the damage. Mostly it's just dealt by, Bringers of Beguilement. The rest of the army not doing that much damage either, just mostly the Bringers of Beguilement carrying the game. For the Vampire Coast, very unfortunate. They're trying to, this is definitely an army that tries to outgrind a lighter opponent. with all the focus on non-armor piercing anti-infantry components, and then a little bit more of anti-large presence and firepower to handle cavalry and monsters, but mostly definitely expecting a much lighter Slanesh build. But Sipa counterpicked perfectly and managed to outgrind the Vampire Coast. Oh, let me just grab a little bit more water and then we can go into the last game. Last game of the night, Seagulls versus Raced. And somehow, actually not, let's not talk about the end result just yet. And we will be concluding. Oh, I forgot about, yeah, I forgot to turn off the scoreboard. Yeah, let me just do that. And now we are having a clean screen. Now, Seagulls going for Vampire Coast versus Bretonia. Seagulls going for five units of handguns. One of them, the Black Spots. Lamprey's Revenge, 3 mortars, 4 animated hulks, and 4 regular deckhand mobs, 2 pistol mobs, and Count Noctilus leading the army. Literally the same Vampire Coast army he brought against Sipa. While Race here bringing a very skirmish-heavy Bretonian army, just a ton of archers, 3 units of regular archers and 5 units of fire arrow archers. A front line of peasant mobs with more peasant mobs mixed in with more peasants, spearmen at arms with shields, and holy wardens of La Maison Tau, and a couple elite cavalry, Knights of the Lionhearted and the Grail Knights. The Fae is on a horse this time, so it's less likely she's gonna get stuck in melee and get killed, but also they do not have trebuchets this time, so no accurate trebuchet counter fire, and that means the peasants will have to rush forward and try to shoot down the Vampire Coast. But the problem is that mortars do outrange the peasants by a whole lot, so the mortars are actually gonna devastate these archer line. You can see one of them is already wavering after a volley of mortar bombardment. On the far side there, some of these knights are taking substantial damage from the handguns. The armor piercing fire definitely taking a toll here. I do think that Race made a mistake for charging in rather recklessly, and he should have just stayed a little bit far back here and not let the peasants move in a bit more. But anyways, a little bit of chalice of potion being dumped onto the ground, doing some pretty neat damage. That impact damage is indeed quite nice. While the Knights of Lionhearted will be eating a Favor of the Fae, trying to boost up their melee damage power, but that still charging in puts them in the range of a bunch of handguns, and they're taking a lot of damage. Fire arrows are moving in, showering deckhand mobs with their volley fire, but right now that is a waste of time because they need to desperately shut down the mortars. Another cavalry, the Companions of Canal, has charged into the mortars, trying desperately to shut them down, but all these animator hulks are rushing in, flooding them with armor-piercing damage. They do not have Favor of the Fate, as Race did not invest extra resources to boost them up, so they are just tanking all the damage with their armor. And you know what's armor-piercing? Everything around here. Animator hulks, handguns, they're all just dishing damage, extraordinary damage to the Companions of Canal, and they are almost dead. Now the Battle Pilgrims and Peasant mobs are engaging, but they are still taking quite a bit of time before they can break through the zombie pirate defenses, and the cavalry push is already faltering for the Bretonians. All these cross-firing handguns are doing substantial damage to enemy cavalry, and the Fae is not in the position to heal back up the Companions of Canal. And at the same time, a lot of the backline peasants, the frontline peasants, are all routing. They have taken way too much damage from the mortars. Mortars really effective against peasants. So, wow, just like a quarter HP gone from these fire arrow peasants, and they're completely shattered. It's a mass peasant exodus here, and I don't think the Bretonians can pull this one back, as the Fae Enchantress actually once again managed to get caught on enemy units. This time monsters though, so she's getting stuck she's still getting stuck, unfortunately. She has an easier time to get out of dodge, but I do think that Race might have made a few too many mistakes in the fight this time. And at this point, there are only a few tattered units of Bretonnian cavalry left, and they're no way in any shape of carrying this entire battle on their backs. Unlike the last game where the 2 elite cavalry can pick off enemy isolated elements, there are too many mutually supporting Vampire Coast units around, so all these crossfire are just breaking off peasant after peasant, and even if the Grey Knights try to charge in, there are enough animated Hulks and Count Noctilus nearby to beat them back. And that shall be army losses, and it's gonna be game. GG to everyone playing in the tournament. Let's check out the battle performances here. The crossfire of these handgun mobs are definitely brutal in whittling down the Bretonnian elite cavalry, and of course Lamprey's Revenge holding back the holding back the knights. Mortars mostly just bombarding peasants, pushing them off with the anti-infantry explosions, and the animator hulks didn't do that much damage, but they're just there to pin down cavalry with their monstrous infantry mass. So yeah, that's it for the Vampire Coast. For the Bretonnians, very unfortunate there. I think Race was very reckless in using his cavalry. As a result, none of them earned back their value, very undervalued there, mostly being wasted, and the rest of the peasants also got quickly broken off. So a bloody toll has been paid by the Bretonnian peasants and the knights, as they were not able to push into the vampire box. Anyways, that's all for today's battle. I hope you all enjoyed this little stream of Friday Night Fight Tournament. And if you want to play in the NA time zone, be sure to just hop over to the Night Crew Discord. I don't think I have that in the... Well, I don't have it in my stream description, but I'm sure if you're in one of the Night Crew, any of the yeah, I'm sure anyone who's watching this stream is already in one way or another know about the Night Crew Discord. Anyways, that's it for today's battles. I hope you all enjoy what you see in the stream. Let me just check up the chat, and yeah, not much to catch up. So yeah, that should wrap up everything for tonight. And yeah, have a good day or evening to everyone around. I'll see you all in the next one, and it's probably gonna be a stream on Sunday. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for playing, and I'll see you in the next one. Tactical Lich, signing out.